this homestand, the Orioles said this season is not over, and it isn't. Jeremy Hellickson has been added. Tim Beckham, a great job at the plate. And the Orioles, guaranteeing themselves a winning homestand, want some more W's. Because when that moon, the harvest moon of October shines, you will reap what you sow. It's the Orioles on Macedon here in Birdland. Another beautiful summer afternoon as the Orioles end this homestand. They're 4-2 on it right now. Another win today, and they will even up this 4-game set against the Detroit Tigers. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. As the Orioles go at it here this Sunday, it is a very important ball game with a long road trip on the West Coast coming up. They really want to get out of here with as many W's as possible before they go on this trip. The Orioles obviously have played some outstanding baseball here at home. Inconsistencies, though, have been there, and they're hoping today that's not the case with Ubaldo Jimenez. He's had a couple of very good outings, consecutive ones. They hope that can continue here today. Talk about additions, the trade deadline. Who's going to get hurt? Who's going to get helped? How about these two players and what they have done for their respective teams in the American League East? Look at the numbers for Eduardo Nunez joining Boston. A 6-2 record. A .417 average since coming to them, 7 extra base hits and 11 RBIs. And then there's Tim Beckham. The Orioles have gone 3-2 in the games he has played in so far. An enormous .650 average, 7 extra base hits, 5 RBIs, home runs to go with it. Take your choice. Nunez, Beckham. For those two teams, the Red Sox and the Orioles, those have been very important early additions.
They sure have. The timing has been perfect for both teams. You know, Nunez up there filling in for Bogarts at shortstop at times. Pedroia's been on the disabled list. And, sorry about that. My mic just went dead. Anyway, yeah, Nunez has been doing a great job up at Boston. And how about the third baseman? Sandoval sends off to the Giants, but Pedroia's been on the DL. But Beckham here in Baltimore has been sensational. You know, it's just been kind of a resurgence for him, kind of a rebirth, if you will, coming over to a new ball club, getting off to a good start, which is important, and he has been riding this wave. How about the numbers he's put up? Big home run in last night's ball game. 3 consecutive games with the long ball, but he has been a streaky hitter, and 5-game streak here with multiple hit games. How about the curtain call for Tim Beckham? Not too easy to get the curtain call. So, you know, with J.J. Hardy on the disabled list, both players filling in nicely. I think the Orioles win this one, though, because they have control of Beckham for 3 more years. Go ahead.
This is so good. This is the dream day for an analyst because you have the microphone of the play-by-play guy, so he can't talk. It's everything you've ever wanted in life. All right, we got baseball coming. It's Sunday. It's a day game. It's the Orioles, and they're looking for a win against the Tigers to make it a 2-2 4-game set. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by American Standard Heating and Air. Go to MidAtlanticComfort.com for special offers and to find a dealer near you. Another beautiful day here at the ballpark. BGE Home, Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? It is 79 degrees to start the ball game. Few clouds floating around. Humidity, though, is down. Looks like it'll be a great afternoon for this Sunday game. Take a look at the starting lineup. It will have a number of changes in it from the first 3 games for the Tigers. Kinsler, Adduci, and Upton. Castellanos, Matuka, Martinez. Hicks is going to get a start. Romine to start at first, and Dixon, Machado. Bottom 3 have not been playing in this series. Justin Upton certainly has been. 7-game hit streak.
And let's take a look at the red-hot Ubaldo Jimenez's pitch arsenal. Well, Splitty's coming big with the strikeouts, but the slider has to be there for Ubaldo as well. It's a key for him. First pitch fastball strikes, and then go to the slider, split finger combination. Ubaldo's been mixing it up in his last 2 starts, and that's why back-to-back quality starts. Looks to continue this nice run and help support this rotation in the final 2 months. Take a look at the numbers on the year. Ubaldo trying to lower all these numbers, of course. Opponent batting average coming down a bit to 272, but he has given up the 23 long balls. Could be a key here in this ball game because the Tigers red hot with hitting home runs, boy, especially in the first inning.
Boy, you've seen a lot of the Tigers. Ubaldo Jimenez will be his 2nd start this year and the 23rd of his career against Detroit. He's got a 6-12 record and a 5.63 ERA against the Tigers. So we'll see what he can do with it today. He faced them on May 17. 5 runs, 8 hits, 5 innings. Allowed a couple of home runs to Tyler Collins, outfielder in that ball game for the Detroit Tigers. Not in this game. And we're ready to go. Ian Kinsler will stand back in. Kinsler has had a couple of hits and 11 at bats in the series. He did the unthinkable for Kinsler. Struck out 3 times in the ball game yesterday. That just doesn't happen. Kinsler doesn't like the call, so right away we get a turnaround by a hitter, this time on Roberto Ortiz, who is the home plate umpire. 0-1 delivery by Ubaldo. That will be down low as it bounces off the plate.
Ubaldo getting that first pitch call in the outside corner. Might as well stay right out there and see how far you can go.
Outfield pretty much straight up. Little breeze blowing out to center to start the game today. Kinsler will foul that one back. Kinsler has had big numbers against Ubaldo. A .323 lifetime batting average against Ubaldo Jimenez with a lot of at bats. Miguel Cabrera is out of the lineup today. The Orioles and Jimenez will be real happy about that. You would be anyway, but he's just getting a day off. As far as we know, there's nothing wrong with him. But Cabrera has a .319 batting average and a home run lifetime against Jimenez. Not in the lineup. 2-2 delivery. Kinsler on a excuse me. He's got a base hit down the line. Goes into foul territory and he's on his way to second base. Rickard will get it in. Talk about a little flare shot that he landed in the right place. That's what Kinsler just did.
Picking up the 18th double and just kind of an excuse me protection swing after that first strike call on the outside corner. He's got to reach out there and keep battling. Look at this one. Just puts the bat on the baseball and it hugging that right field line. Boy, kicks away. Easy double for Kinsler to start the ball game.
So the Tigers get a runner in scoring position immediately. Here in this series, they have gone 4 for 14 in these situations. Here is Jim Adduci, the right fielder. Throw over, and he did tag first base. Orioles asking for the call by the first base umpire, Corey Blazer. Kinsler, I think, was as surprised as anybody that the ball landed fair.
Yeah.
He was kind of holding his bat, coming out of the batter's box, thinking it was going to go foul. And Adduci will take the pitch up high. This veteran minor leaguers had a 1 for 8, a home run in this series.
Yeah, he started the home run barrage off in the opening game of this 4-game set with a home run.
Adduci down to first. That's going to go foul. Adduci, as we have talked about in this series, getting the opportunity with trades and injuries to play regularly, but Obviously, that has not been very much this season. He has spent most of the time down below. Verducci, this is game number 25. The one home run came in this series that he's had on the year, 9 RBIs. Verducci will go after it and fights it off right off the end of the bat.
It's a good split finger from Ubaldo Jimenez. And that has been a money pitch. He's had 15 punch outs in his last 2 games. On the season high with 9 against Tampa Bay. So Ubaldo getting that pitch down in the zone, playing it off the fastball. Start getting hitters in the swing mode. Ubaldo's been doing that here recently because he's been filling up the strike zone. That split he plays up.
13 innings over the last 2 games, 3 runs, 8 hits combined. Swing and a miss. Yep. Umpire says foul tip, held on to, and Verducci's down.
Nice job utilizing the top of the strike zone there with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Ubaldo cutting it loose. Oh, belt high. And getting by Verducci. Big first out there.
That'll bring Upton up to the plate, and Upton has had he's having a great season anyway, but he's having outstanding numbers against the Orioles. 4 for 12 with the 3 home runs. Look at the RBIs, 8 RBIs. That's in this series in the first 3 games as he got the grand slam. Pitch will be taken for a strike. He carries a 273 mark against Jimenez and has had a couple of home runs off the Orioles starter. Jonathan Scope is almost on the bag with the base runner Kinsler at second base. Backs off a little here. That's balls up the middle. Can it be stopped? Throw made. Great play made by Jonathan Scope. The ball not hit hard at all and looked like it might die before he'd have a chance on Upton, who's got some pretty good speed.
Yeah, nice play right there. Scope holding Kinsler close anyway up the middle, so he has a nice reaction on this ball. It's on the shortstop side, cutting it off in front of Beckham, and then Jonathan, boy, is he skilled at throwing on the run back across the diamond. Strike to Chris Davis for the second out.
That's the amazing thing on those throws when he's going towards left field, is that the throws come chest high.
Yeah.
He rarely puts one down in the dirt or even at the knees.
Yeah, strong and accurate.
So the Tigers 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position right away. Here's Castellanos, who's getting a shot at it in the cleanup spot in the game. He has not had a hit against Jimenez. He's gone 0 for 10 against him. Baldo's delivery down low. Castellanos against the Orioles. What a struggle it has been for him in the series. 1 for 11 on the year. He is 2 for 20. And he carries a .448 batting average in this ballpark. That it just hasn't worked out for him here in this series. Not yet anyway. Breaking ball will miss outside, and Ubaldo falls behind him 3-0.
Yeah, definitely trying to keep that bat down, keeping him quiet right now. You mentioned just 1 for 11 in this series. Picked up his lone hit in yesterday's ball game. So a little off balance right now. Hoping to keep that up, especially here in the cleanup spot.
And walked him on 4 straight as though he didn't want anything to do with him, even though he's 0 for 10 against him.
We'll take a look at the Oriole defense behind Jimenez this afternoon. Smith, Jones, and Rickard will be in the outfield. Beckham and Scope up the middle. Machado and Davis once again on the corners, and Caleb Joseph getting the start this afternoon.
So Matuk will get the opportunity. The center fielder, 3 for 11, 1 RBI in this series. He'll get his first chance against Ubaldo Jimenez. He has had a very good season against the Orioles with the 4 for 14 and an RBI. He's got Kinsler over there at third and Castellanos on at first. They cover the corners here in the first inning with 2 down. It's a big at bat early. Hold the Tigers down. First innings they've been able to score. They've generally done it on the home runs. Yesterday Upton 2 RBI homer. Verducci day before that home run. First game of the series, Kinsler and Upton both had home runs, all of those coming in the first inning. That breaking ball will drop off the table, and a 1-ball 1-strike count on Matuk.
Well, they're doing a nice job getting ahead though here in the early part of this ball game. So many of his starts kind of hinge on whether or not he can get that 2-seamer over. He's working that outside corner to the right-handers very well right now.
1-ball 1-strike count with 2 away. Swing and a miss. Good changeup. 84 sold it, had him way out in front.
Oh, beauty. Nice diving action on this pitch. Take a look at that movement as it starts on the outside corner, actually works down and in on Matuk.
Ubaldo trying to get out of the jam here, giving up 11 first inning runs this season. Kinsler off third, Castellanos off first. 1-2, runner goes. Throw down from his knees. Runner doesn't go from third, and thank goodness for that. Kinsler did not take off from third base when the throw was made, and you saw Caleb Joseph. That ended up being a bouncer.
Wow, nobody covering on that play. Obviously, Caleb Joseph puts the signs on in the first and third situation. Must not have picked it up. Both Beckham and Scope holding their ground there. Fortunately, Scope recognizing the play and coming over and cutting it off.
Wow. Castellanos stolen base number 3 out of 5. So now 2 in scoring position, and a 2-2 count on Matuk. Pitch to him, and that's there. He's gone. Ubaldo takes care of the problem himself. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left in scoring position. In some sunlight here today at Camden Yards. Take a look at the Orioles lineup, brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Jones, Machado, and Scope. Davis, Mancini DHing in this one. Beckham, Smith, Joseph, and Rickert. For Adam Jones so far early on, a very good August.
Now let's take a look at Anibal Sanchez's pitch arsenal this season. Only his 9th start of the year, but the changeup has always been a big pitch for him. He can really slow it down there, almost Ephus type pitch. Typically works it in the low 80s though. But look for that pitch to play big. He uses all of them, loves to mix and match, keep hitters off balance. See the numbers there. 20th appearance, yeah, relegated to the bullpen this season. Lost his spot in the rotation in spring training. More of his time spent in the bullpen. Actually got sent down this year as well.
And Adam Jones going after that first pitch from the right-hander. Adams had a good series, picking up the 4 hits, a home run, an RBI in the 4 for 12, standing at 271 as he comes into this Sunday. Fair ball down to third base. Castellanos will make the throw over. Romine there. Jones retired.
Take a look at the Tigers defense. A different little look here in game 4. 4-game set. Upton, Matuk, and Aducci in the outfield, but Machado over at shortstop. Kinsler playing second, Castellanos third, and Romine getting the start at first base in place of Cabrera. And how about Hicks behind the plate? Hicks has been up and down all year long for this ball club. Finding himself back behind the plate here on a Sunday afternoon.
2 Machados in the ball game. Dixon Machado is playing at third base, shortstop today rather, on the Detroit side, and of course Manny's at third for the Orioles. No relation. 3 for 12, a home run, 3 RBIs for Manny. Off-speed breaking ball by Sanchez is in for a strike. Sanchez 90 wins, 88 losses in his professional career. He is 1-2 lifetime against the Orioles, with a high 6+ ERA against the Orioles in those games. Real disappointment for Detroit in spring training that he was not better did not have a particularly good year last year, 7-13. And his ERA last year was almost what it is now. He was 5.87 when the year ended in 16. He's 5.83 for 2017. 2-1 delivery. Manny on the off speed delivery at 79. 2-2.
Yeah, there's look at that changeup right there. This will fade to action. Drop on the end. 79 miles an hour.
2-ball, 2-strike count. Sanchez now 33 years old. Outfield deep. Breeze has died down for the moment. That's going to go to the hole and right. Nobody even close to be able to make a play on that one, and Manny gets the base hit going the other way. Take a look at our Coons League leaderboard. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
How about the highest percentage of the team's total RBIs since 2000? There's Jonathan Scope on the list, 16.3%, 80 RBI this year, tied for the lead in the American League, and second highest in the American League in this percentage. Of course, Justin Smoke having a career year up in Toronto, but look how he compares to some former Orioles. Crush Davis up there, 19.2%. That monster home run year.
Great season continues. Throw over, and Manny Machado back. Jonathan's got a 4 for 10 lifetime with a home run of Sanchez. Right-hander's delivery to him, foul back. I was looking this morning. Jonathan Scope is the only player in the American League who is in the top 10 in all 3 of the Triple Crown categories. The only one. He is 10th in average. He is tied for 9th in home runs. And he is tied for 1st with Nelson Cruz in runs batted in. And the only one in the National League who's in the top 10 in all of those categories is Bryce Harper. That ball up in the air, left field, way back. Take a good long look, and goodbye, home run. He just keeps on rocking. Jonathan Scope, that's good for 2, and the Orioles lead it 2-0.
Jonathan Scope, we talk about his RBI production. He's driven himself in 25 times, 25th home run to lead this team in that category. And the Orioles getting on the board first time this series.
First home run for Jonathan, as Mike said, in the series, and in fact this year against Detroit. And the Orioles get the quick 2-0 lead. Sanchez giving up his 15th of the year.
And take a look. This is what a cement mixer looks like. The spinning slider does not break, stays elevated, and Scope powders that baseball.
So the Orioles, who rely on a home run for 48% of the runs they have scored this year, Jonathan Scope provides yet another one. Chris Davis, 1-ball, 1-strike count to him. Sanchez will come inside. Chris has not had a hit in the series, going 0 for 9. Lifetime he is 3 for 10 against Sanchez. So it's the Orioles who used the home run in the first inning of this game. He gets that one deep to center field, but Took is back and looking, and goodbye home run. Crush makes it a 3-0 ball game. Back-to-back homers with Jonathan Scope.
Crush Davis's first hit against the Tigers here in this series, a big one. Back to back, a big crooked number on the board. Crush's 18th home run of the year.
So the Orioles driving it deep against Sanchez early in this ball game, and a 3-0 lead for Chris Davis. That's what he's done this season against Detroit. It's been a homer or nothing. 6 hits, and 4 of them have been home runs.
Look at the swing here. Fastball supposed to be down and away, and oh no, it ends up down and in. A lefty's dream. Crush does not miss it. Drops the head on it nicely.
Pitch taken by Mancini, 0-2. The Orioles, for the 7th time this year, have hit back-to-back home runs. 0-2 delivery on the way. Mancini will take that one, and it will be outside. So Sanchez getting touched up in a hurry with 2 home runs in the first inning for the Orioles. 1-ball, 2-strike count, still only 1 down. Right-hander's delivery, and Mancini puts one up. That's way back and left. Make it 3. Goodbye, home run. Back to back to back for the Orioles, and they're up 4-0.
Boy, it can get impressive in a hurry with this lineup. Power throughout, danger throughout. They have come to swing today. Impressive stroke there by Mancini. Down and in fastball. Mancini's knee must be feeling better. He fouled one off that knee, had to miss a ball game. A tough start yesterday. A beautiful swing here. Take a look at the fastball. It's up on that inner third down. Whew. And he is direct to the baseball, staying short and catches it clean. 3 in a row for the O's.
First time this year the Orioles have gone back to back to back in home runs in a ball game. And here is Beckham, and he will take the pitch outside for a ball. So the Orioles blasting away here in this ball game in the very first inning. Jones was the ground ball out, and since then a single and 3 home runs for the Orioles. Beckham coming in with the 5-game hit streak. Unbelievable start. 13 hits and 20 at bats since joining the Orioles. 13 for 20 with 3 home runs, and he's accounted for 5 RBIs and has scored 6 times himself.
Oh, it's been impressive.
That ball up in the air, left center field. I think that's going to stay in the yard. It will, shy of the warning track, up and goes over to get it, but Beckham had the folks out of their seats on the fly ball.
Yeah, he brought them out of their seats in last night's ball game after his 3rd game with a home run. Just missing that one. He got off the label a little bit.
These back-to-back-to-back home runs, as we say, first time they've had 3 of them, but in the other back-to-back homers, it's been Jonathan Schoop who's been involved in almost all of them. Smith and Machado, Jones and Trumbo, Davis and Schoop, Kim and Schoop, Mancini and Schoop, and Mancini and Schoop again in the back-to-back shots earlier. And now Schoop in this one, he got the first of the 3 home runs, then Davis, and then Mancini. Last time the Orioles had back-to-back-to-back shots was in August of 2016 against Houston, and that was in the first inning with Machado, Davis, and Trumbo doing it. And they've done it again here. Some of the fans are still trying to find their seats, and the Orioles have a 4-0 lead. Seth Smith with a 4-game hit streak, getting the start in left field. He's had a couple of hits and 6 at bats. Shift on against him. 1-1 lifted high in the air. Castellanos, the only infielder, will go out, and he has it for the out. But what an inning for the Orioles. The single by Manny Machado, then Jonathan Schoop launches his 25th. Chris Davis will follow. 18. Mancini his 18th. 4-0 Orioles. Margaret Payette from Brandywine, 500 for being selected, 500 more for every Orioles home run hit today. Play Home Run Rich's scratch-offs went up to 50,000. Or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Go to mdlottery.com/home run. Margaret, I hope you're home watching the game and are getting up off the floor. You've already had 3 home runs before we even announced you. So you are up to $2,000, and we're going into the second inning. And the pitch will be taken inside for a ball. Victor Martinez. Victor has had a couple of hits, 12 at bats. The DH, switch hitter. Carries a big .324 average off Jimenez with 4 home runs. That ball pumped into the seats the other way.
Interesting number right here. Highest run support average here at home. And Ubaldo Jimenez on the list. Here at Camden Yards, a .520 run support average. And of course, the problem being, this year his home earned run average is up over 7, but he's been pitching very well here recently. And nice to see the Orioles offense support him in the first inning with that 4 spot.
Good 90-mile-an-hour fastball up on Martinez. Hicks and then Romine will follow. 6, 7, 8 in the lineup for the Tigers. Tigers 51 and 58, 8.5 out in the division, 5.5 out in the wild card. Ground ball into the shift. He's not fast, so Scope plays way back and gets the out. Celebrate the ballpark that forever changed baseball when the Birds host the Angels August 18th through the 20th on Friday the 18th. Postgame fireworks presented by Baltimore area credit unions. Plus, all fans will get the 25th anniversary poster presented by MeQ. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. That's when they were constructing this magnificent ballpark. Underway here at the old railroad yards, Camden Yards. One away. Jimenez delivers. It'll be taken down low. Hicks getting the start. He's had only 1 at bat in this series. See John Hicks' numbers, 4 home runs. That's going to be a base hit into right field. Just laid the bat on that the other way. Tigers need base runners early in the ball game. Plenty of time to catch up on their part. They got to get some people on, and Hicks does his part.
Nice piece of hitting right there. Taking what's given, shooting a rocket the other way. He was hitting .269 down in Toledo, and he's been on that revolving door up and down. This is his 5th stint with the big club.
That will bring up Romine, also a switch hitter. He's had only 1 at bat in the series too. He is 0 for 1, and he will take the pitch down low for a ball. Romine getting the start at first base with Cabrera out. Romine comes from a great baseball family. His dad, Kevin Romine, who played for the Red Sox in the outfield. His brother is Austin Romine, who is in the Yankees organization. He is a catcher. And this is the 3rd season for Andrew Romine with the Detroit Tigers. 1 ball, 1 strikeout. Dixon Machado waiting on deck. Baldo, quick step off throw.
Oh, that bloodline, Mr. Romine is all-around baseball player. He might be one of the most versatile players in the game today. Played all 9 positions, I think, in his career.
Yep. Another one of those MVP, most versatile. Baldo up high with it. 81 on the pitch and a 2-ball 1 strike count on Romine. Orioles opening up with the bats alive. We'll see if Ubaldo can settle in, have some fairly quick innings. A lot of reason to throw strikes. Foul back into the screen, and the count's 2-2.
Yeah, it's one thing about throwing strikes, but the ability to throw the secondary pitches for strikes as well, and really keep hitters off that fastball. Many times, we've seen it this year. Hitters just file the secondary stuff away. They look up for mistakes, and they typically get them. Right now, Ubaldo and the rest of the rotation really filling the zone up with all their off-speed pitches. Hitters are off balance. They can't stay on a fastball, and a big reason why they've had some success here lately.
3-ball 2-strike delivery. Runner not going. That's going to be a base hit into left field. Stopping at second base. Hicks on the turn. Smith was playing in, but even there, not close enough to come up with that one. Back-to-back singles with 1 away. And just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in our ball game today. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Jimenez In the first 13 appearances that Ubaldo had this year, he had 10 no decisions. Now, some starts and some relief appearances, but 13 times out, 10 no decisions. In the last 9, he's had a decision in all of them. He's gone 4 and 5 in his last 9 starts. One of the reasons for that, he's been able to get a little bit deeper into ball games since coming out of the bullpen and going back into the starting rotation. Ball club has won 9 and lost 8 in the 17 games he has started to this point. Dixon Machado will take the pitch down low for a ball. Machado making the start at short. Only has 2 career at bats against the Orioles, 0 for 2. He's got runners on at first and second. Hicks and Romine. Kinsler waiting on deck, and that's in there for a strike.
Beautiful pitch right there.
Take a look at the runners. StatCast powered by AWS. Two-one delivery on the way, and that will miss outside. So the count goes to 3-1 on the number 9 hitter, the shortstop.
And just missed right there with the split finger on the outside corner. Good pitch. Nice sequence.
3-1 delivery, broken back ground ball, going to hustle for 2. Beckham 1, relay, scoop, and they get it. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Ubaldo works himself out of a jam with the ever-present double play combination for the Orioles. O's up 4-0. Military Appreciation Program. Orioles and Orioles Reach donate a catered private suite each Sunday home game to servicemen and women. Today, Team Red, White, and Blue. They enrich the lives of American veterans by connecting them to their community with physical and social activities. And they had an opportunity to spend some time with Zach Britton and Brad Brock before the game today. Our thanks to them and welcome to Camden Yards.
Yeah, great program. Get to appreciate Camden Yards. Nice suites and come on. Couple of best relievers in the game.
Yeah. Well, see what Anibal Sanchez can do here. Caleb Joseph leading it off. Caleb with an 0 for 3 in the series so far. 1 ball, 1 strike count. He and Wellington Castillo to continue to swap off the duties behind the plate. Caleb 1 for 7 so far in August, and that is a home run. Orioles will be heading out after this for the big West Coast trip coming up, starting with the Angels tomorrow night. Caleb will take it up high. Mariners are going to be part of that trip, and the Mariners today got Ryan Garton, a right-handed pitcher, and Mike Majama, a catcher from the Rays for 2 minor leaguers. Ryan Garton and Mike Majama. And a swing and a miss. Joseph will go down swinging. First strikeout for Sanchez.
Take a look at the Mercedes pitch cast. How Anibal Sanchez went after Caleb, primarily away. Finished him off with the fastball, 92 miles an hour. He's a little bit up. A bit of movement as it comes back in there. Caleb getting a piece of it. Nice job by Hicks to hang on for the third strike.
Joey Rickard up. Rickard's a 1 for 12 in the series. Joey outside. Well, the Orioles thought they were going to see Yonder Alonso in the games against the A's, but they're not. They're going to see him in games against Seattle. Another deal struck today as the Mariners get Yonder Alonso, the infielder from the A's, for Boog Powell, the minor league outfielder. Would have been a better deal if they'd been able to get Boog Powell from here and the barbecue, but there's no way the Orioles are trading Boog Powell in the barbecue for anybody. Doesn't matter who it is. Alonso was 266, 22 home runs, 49 RBIs with the A's. Pretty good year. So the Mariners really cutting some deals here to try to fortify themselves for a run.
Making a push for sure.
Foul back into the screen. Rickard, 2 ball, 2 strike count.
And that's the thing, and Buck Showalter has been talking about this, I think, since the trade deadline. Wondering if any deals have been made, because some of the biggest deals come after the deadline.
Yep. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Bases empty. Rickard down the line. Also, what's happening now, you've got players who were sent through waivers last week. I believe it's 3 days to clear. If another team doesn't pick them up, then they're free to be traded. Teams are just sending everybody through the waiver list. Verlander cleared for the Tigers, I think, yesterday. So you're going to start to see some of those deals take place now as the players have gone through waivers and are available to be traded. 3 ball, 2 strike count on Rickard. Orioles with back-to-back home runs in the first inning. Scope, Davis, Mancini. Rickard battling here, fights it off. Holds that count at 3-2. Sanchez, well, that's a lot to battle back from. Kind of a first inning deadly. 3-2 delivery, and that's going to go to center field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. So on a 3-2 pitch, Rickard gets a 1-out single.
Nice.
That'll bring up Adam Jones, top of the order for the Orioles.
Well, Adam Jones, most consecutive seasons with 20 or more home runs, and he is climbing that list 7 consecutive with a big home run in last night's ball game. His 20th of the year. Mr. Consistency for sure. Joining Ripken, Murray, O'Mara, and Davis on that list.
So he will stand in here. He'd love to add to the home run derby show that's going on. Grounded out his first time up. Runner goes. Throw down is wide. Into center field. Rickard will go to third base. A stolen base and an error charged on Hicks, the catcher.
Joey Rickard with the good first step. Nice jump off Hicks. Hicks has to rush it a little bit and can't quite get his shoulder turned, and that ball gets pushed towards right field. And Joey Rickard showing the speed, and Kinsler trying to keep it in the infield. But take a look at Hicks. A little too quick right there, and yeah, yoinks and away. Rickard recognizing it quickly, walking into third base.
6 out of 7 stolen bases for Joey Rickard. Players do run on Sanchez. That's 9 out of 12 in stolen bases against Sanchez. The infield's going to be drawn in, and we're only in the 2nd inning. So Adam Jones will get the advantage. There's only 1 out. So Rickard doesn't have to move. And it'll be foul back as he tries to get it up in the air.
Take a look at this beauty here. Adam Jones jumping on a breaking ball. Got his body in a perfect position. Hammer that one. First home run this homestand, but 20th of the year. Impressive line there for Adam Jones.
Adam with an 0-2 count. Down to third. Nice stop. Castellanos up, holds the runner. Playing in resulted in that being a tough ball to handle, but he did, and there are 2 away.
Adam, nice job even squaring this ball up, but Castellanos, pretty good play there on a tough little in-between hop. Actually has to kind of dive forward to get the short hop. Take a look. See that glove reach forward to get the short hop and keep it on the infield. If he plays that in between, that's going to get up over the glove. Pretty nice play right there by the third baseman.
So 2 away. Runner remains on at third. Now Manny Machado will look for the RBI. Manny will drive it right center field. That is in the gap, way back, reaching up, can't get it, hits off the fence. on his way to second base. A double, an RBI, and the Orioles make it a 5-0 game as Rickert comes in to score.
Oh, nice piece of hit right there by Manny. No, we've seen it a number of times this year. Outfielders just misjudging the velocity off the bat. Machado squaring this one up, backspinning out there to right field, and beats another outfielder deep. As Aducci takes the little banana hook out there in right center field. Machado reads the misplay and walks into second base.
57 RBIs picked up by Manny, and the Orioles another 2-out RBI. Jonathan Schoop started the home run derby in the first inning with his 25th of the year, picking up a couple of RBIs. Now a runner on at second base and a 1-0 count. Jonathan with a 7 for 25 this year against the Tigers and 4 RBIs. 1-0 delivery, a breaking ball. Sanchez, that'll miss outside. Sanchez struggling to keep those balls off the barrel of the bat. That's what's happened to him last year and this year. Opposing teams have hit him hard. 2-0 delivery, that'll sink down low. 3-0.
Yeah, his game plan, obviously, and throughout his career, the ability to mix up his whole repertoire. Look at runners in scoring position this year. 328, 7 home runs, 35 RBI. That is a big number. Runners get on base, and the Orioles adding to that.
Jonathan coming out of his shoes on that one, and it will be fouled straight back in a 3-ball 1-strike count. So at least for the moment, you're looking at the #1 RBI man in the American League. He has passed Nelson Cruz by 1, picking up the 2 RBIs in that first inning. 3-1 delivery on the way, and a great changeup had him out in front. 3-2.
Yeah, real good pitch, and had to take a lot off it. Right now, Jonathan Schoop locked in on everything. 74 miles an hour. Get him just a hair out in front.
3-2, 2 down. Orioles with a run in here in the second. Full count delivery to him, and stayed soft and gets him up high. Second strikeout, but the Orioles on the Machado RBI extend the lead to 5-0. Page. Drew Pomeranz, Red Sox outstanding since June 16, 5-0, 2.24 ERA over the last 10. He's really picked it up. Chase Headley of the Yankees has struggled at the plate all year. Since July 9, though, he now leads the team in hits, tied with Didi Gregorius for runs and doubles and average. Game-winning home run picked up on Saturday by Headley. And the Rays had been shut out through the ball game Saturday and into the first inning of today's game. They had gone 21 innings without a run. They picked one up in the ball game today. They lead Milwaukee in their ball game 1-0. Chris Archer on the mound for the Rays in the game today. So they get out of a streak in which they could not find a run. Orioles up 5-0. Top of the third inning, top of the order. Kinsler a double. His first at bat. That's for the hole. That's a base hit. So Kinsler 2 for 2, 4 for 13 now in the 4-game set leadoff man on. Help support the patients and families at the University of Maryland Medical Center, attending a special fundraising event for Shannon's Fund Friday, August 18 here at the ballpark. Ticket packages for the event begin as low as $50. Get a game ticket and an exclusive pregame barbecue on the center field roof deck. For tickets, Orioles.com/Shannon's Fund. Deck has been filled for the homestand. Folks enjoying it in particular over this weekend here with the games against Detroit. Here's Jim Adducci, a strikeout victim his first time up. Big swing and a miss on it. 4 hits on the board now for the Tigers.
Baldo doing what he's been doing here last couple days, mixing everything up, proving he can throw it all for strikes, and Tigers keep swinging.
Infield double play depth. Kinsler short lead at first, back easy. Here at home this year for Ubaldo, 9th home start. He's gone 1-2 with an ERA of 7.27 this year here at Camden Yards. Inside with it, and a 1-ball 1-strike count. The Orioles 7.5 out in the division race. Boston leads it. They are just 3 games out of the wild card spot, though, and they have 4 teams in front of them. 1-1. That's to the hole. Beckham, great stop. Scope the out. Relay not in time, but they do get the out at second base. Fine play by Beckham going towards left.
It sure was. He's made one error. That's putting on an Oriole uniform, but how about this impressive play? On a deep angle to the baseball, diving out towards the outfield grass. But how quickly does he get rid of it? That is impressive. On the money to Jonathan Scope. And Scope, boy, he's going to try to turn everything right there. Even with the speed of Adducci on the left side of the box, got it pretty close. Nice play by Beckham, though, to start it.
So they get the lead runner. A new keystone combination for the Orioles. Adducci on at first base. That'll bring Justin Upton up. He was denied on a fine play by Jonathan Scope in his first at bat. And he will take the pitch down low for a ball. Talking about the wild card spot, that's the second one that the Orioles are after. They are 3 games out, 4 teams ahead of them, and right away the West Coast road trip begins with vital games regarding the wild card, because the Angels are the team directly ahead of the Orioles. 2.5 games out of the wild card are the Angels, and the Orioles are 3 out. So all of a sudden those 3 games against the Angels starting tomorrow night loom large. Runner goes. So does the ball, but it will be foul.
Yeah, that's why the Orioles hoping they can continue this nice trend, put some runs on the board, continue to have the nice starting pitching. Baldo and the rest of the guys, because that West Coast trip is going to be a test for this team. And you hope things look better for the Orioles when they come back, because it has made teams disappear on that West Coast trip.
Angels have won 6 of the last 10 ball games, as have the Orioles. See how whether that holds true going into the game tomorrow, depending on the outcome today. Oakland's playing later at Anaheim. Runner goes again, and the pitch is going to be taken outside. So Upton will draw the free pass, and again Tigers get a couple on. That's the second walk by Ubaldo. Text Masson's word of the day, team, to 29292 for your chance to win an eat and greet lunch with Butch Showalter. That's team 29292, brought to you by Johns Hopkins Orthopedics, serving the community for over 125 years. Tigers stranding 3, all in scoring position in the first 2 innings. That pitch is taken for a strike at the knees. Castellanos drew one of the walks so far in this ball game. He gets another chance at it. Came up with a runner in scoring position when he got the walk in the first inning. 0-1 delivery to him. Ouch. Off the fists and foul. He checks the bat. Sounded like he broke it, and he did.
Yeah, Baldo Heater running in there hard off the knuckles. A nice 2-seamer on the outside corner to get ahead. Jumps one in there on the knuckles. Taking full advantage.
And Castellanos will get some new lumber. Orioles have really held him down, as we said, just 1 for 11 here in this series, and the cleanup batter today with Cabrera not playing. 0-2 delivery on the way. Castellanos stays off one up high. He didn't go. Corey Blazer down at first base. Tigers playing their best baseball of the season towards the end of July, now the first part of August. Orioles getting the great pitching. The Tigers getting some good pitching and some good offense. 1-2 delivery is outside. Just wanted to see if he'd go after it. He wouldn't. 2-2.
Yeah, nice try there. Baldo's showing that he's going to work that outside corner with that comeback two-seamer. Well, why not flip a little slider out there so you can get a hitter to bite on it as it goes the other way.
Runners off first and second. 2-2. Reach for. Got him. Couldn't catch up to it. Stares out at a real good pitch. Third strikeout for Baldo Jimenez.
Splitty coming up big again. Well located on that outside corner. Look at it work back over. And Castellanos thinking it might have been that fastball right there. Gets him out in front and off balance.
Matuk will stand in. He had a chance. Runners at third and second, first inning, and was called out on strikes. Now 3 for 12 here in this series against the Orioles. Orioles trailing Detroit on the season series. Tigers have already won that. Orioles have won 2. The Tigers have won 4. But the Orioles will take a win here against Brad Ausmus's club and even up this 4-game series at 2 apiece if they can get it. 1-0 delivery on the way. Tigers, of course, coming in. They had struggled on the road, and they picked up road series wins their last 2 against the Yankees and Houston, taking 2 out of 3 in each of those series. 2-0 pitch by Jimenez, outside corner strike.
Good to see that got confidence in that fastball. Looks like he can throw that for a strike anytime right now. Falls behind with a couple off-speed pitches and right back into the count with the two-seamer.
2-1 delivery. Jammed him. Beckham. Scope. And that'll do it. So the Orioles are out of it despite the leadoff single by Kinsler. No runs a hit. 2 are left on base. Getting the 22,500th hit here and the 10,000th ever.
Right, and pretty impressive. Yeah, 10,000th hit by Beckham in yesterday's ball game. Take a look at some of the impressive home run numbers here. Of course, Cal Ripken leading the way with the 431, but who could forget Crush Davis's 53 home runs back in 13, and Adam Jones, we've seen just about every one right here at Camden Yards, 133. Eddie Murray, a great Hall of Famer with the 16 grand slams and 160 home runs at Memorial Stadium.
Chris Davis leading it off here. Davis a home run. His first time up, part of the back-to-back-to-back. He's got 18 on the year. Up high.
Crush Davis, a lot of his home runs end up out on Utah Street. To that 10,000 total.
Sanchez stays up to him in a 2-ball 1-strike count. Full shift put on against Davis. Chris with 10 of his 18 hit here at Camden Yards this year. That one off the mask of Hicks. And a 2-ball 2-strike count. He too of the Speedo chest protector. 2-2. Into the shift. Kinsler and Davis retired. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 supporting the American Diabetes Association. 285 walks, $14,250. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Trey Mancini had not had a hit, 0 for 4 in the series. Then the first inning, he gets his 18th home run of the third of the 3. Back-to-back-to-back. Started in left field yesterday. The DH role in the ball game. That'll go into left field. He's got a base hit. 2 for 2 for Mancini.
Kind of a slow homestand for Boom Boom Mancini. Picking up the pace here. Nice timing for that. To embark on that 10-day road trip. With, all the bats clicking. Orioles offense been pretty consistent here lately.
So Mancini 2 for 10 now in the series. That'll bring Beckham up, flied out to left field, his first time up. And Beckham, big story all around baseball with his start here. 13 hits, 3 home runs, first 5 games. He is the first player in modern history to have 13 hits and 3 homers in the first 5 games with the team. He just wanted to get in the record books with every at bat.
No kidding.
Everything he's done has been some kind of a record, either an Orioles one or a major league record.
Well, having a career year offensively down in Tampa, he got more playing time, consistent playing time, and that's kind of what he attributes it to.
1-0 delivery on the way. That pitch will be a called strike. Welcome all of you watching on WJZ, wherever you may be today. Good crowd here at the ballpark. The Orioles wrap up this homestand, either 5-2 or 4-3, depending on the outcome of this game. 1-1 delivery on the way. Chopped down on third base. Castellanos will get the out at first as the helmet goes flying, and Mancini goes down to second. Our PNC minor league report. PNC for the achiever in you.
Let's take a look at DJ Stewart. He's been rolling in Double-A Bowie this season, and last night a big night, 2 for 4 with a grand slam, 6 RBI, establishing a career high. And how about the numbers? 100 games, 268, 18 doubles, and also a career high in the minor leagues. The 15 home runs, 64 stakes there. 23 years old, first round pick back in 2015. Having a sensational year in Double-A. Boy, they have some sluggers down there.
So an RBI chance for Seth Smith. Popped out his first time up, comes in with a 4-game hit streak. Runner at second, 2 away. Seth will take it up high. The Orioles, as they have done all year, exceptional in getting runners in with 2 away. They're, as a team, they're hitting .282 in these situations, and that's a very high number. 1-0 count. Sanchez delivers to him, off speed pitch, going to be taken up high. We mentioned the other night coming into the series, the American League average 2 down, runners in scoring position 238, and the Orioles at 282, and the intentional pass will be surrendered to Smith. So he's on, putting runners at first and second with 2 down. Smith a 7 for 22 with 2 home runs lifetime off Sanchez. So Brad Ausmus going with the numbers on this. Put him on and bring Caleb up with 2 down.
Taking a chance here. Caleb Joseph been a pretty red hot hitter as well.
2 down and 2 on. Caleb's gone 2 for 3 with a home run against him.
How about these solid numbers? 6, 7, 8 hitters for the Orioles this year. That 273 batting average is leading the way. Astros a lofty 294, but Caleb part of that group. Steve's been there. Seth Smith, Beckham hitting 6th. Some impressive numbers here. Hope the lineup turn over.
Little roller. Sanchez will tag him on the way by for the out. So that will do it. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 2 are left on base. We've completed 3. Game wrapping up the homestand. 5-0 O's. Quite a day for the Orioles here against the Tigers with a big rush they put on, picking up the 5 runs, 7 hits, back-to-back home runs in the first inning. Tigers no runs, 4 hits. Tigers have had chances. I mean, they've left everybody on in scoring position, 5 of them through 3 innings. And the pitch here will miss for a ball. Victor Martinez, switch hitter, grounded out his first time up. Orioles wrapping up their season series against the Detroit Tigers. 1-0 pitch by Jimenez, taking, and that's going to be a strike. Orioles have the full shift on against Victor Martinez.
Well, Baldo able to pitch himself out of a couple of early jams here in this ball game. Helped by the defense.
Down low to him. Average for Martinez has come from the other side, 289, 246 left-handed, but the home runs 7 out of 8 have come from this side of the plate. The designated hitter whacks one into right field, and right where Rickert was playing for the out. 4th inning of Orioles baseball is brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. One away here in the 4th. Hicks coming to the plate. A base hit, his first time up. John Hicks doing the catching. And he'll take the breaking ball outside. Tigers picked up Hicks last year from Minnesota, claimed off waivers. 1-0 delivery, came with a fastball that'll be in there. Hicks made his major league debut back in 2015 with Seattle. He was a 4th-round pick by the Mariners back in 11. Swing and a miss, inside outside on him, all down, 1-2.
That was nasty right there. Split finger from Ubaldo. It was holding its head until the very end when it dropped off the table.
1-2 delivery down low. Hicks may have some fans on hand here today. He is from Virginia and went to the University of Virginia. He was first team All ACC back in 2011 as a junior at UVA. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to be a base hit left center field. Right off the end of the bat. Adam Jones up. He'll make a big turn and will stay there. And Hicks is 2 for 2 in the ball game, and I hear his cheering section right now.
Yeah.
Celebrate the ballpark that forever changed baseball. Birds hosting the Angels the 18th through the 20th. On Saturday, August 19, the Orioles will welcome back members of the 92 Birds. That's the Orioles' first team here in this ballpark. Select players are going to participate in a pregame home run derby. All fans are going to get the 25th anniversary Oriole Park replica ballpark. For tickets, Orioles.com. That's coming up August 19. Romine up. He's going to get a base hit into left field. Just plunks one in. So a couple of dying quails here with one away, and again the Tigers have runners on base, 2 on and 1 out.
Oh, Romine just serving it up over there. Last 2 hits. Some soft shots out there to left field, falling in front of Seth Smith. Bottom of this lineup, pretty productive right now. Of course, Machado grounded into a 6-4-3. First at bat after back-to-back singles by Hicks and Romine. Ball would like him to do the same here.
So Kinsler, he's already doubled and singled in the game. He will take the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Kinsler 288 with runners in scoring position, or Machado rather, I'm sorry. He is hit into the double play. Kinsler waiting on deck. 0-1 delivery to him, and Machado will take it inside. 1-1. So the Tigers trying to find a big hit to get themselves on the board. Orioles out hitting them by just 1, 7-6. But the 5-0 lead. And that's going to be outside. Baldo has walked 2 in the ball game. 1 in the first, 1 in the third. They have not come back to haunt him so far. Dixon Machado, 2-1 delivery to him, is in there for a strike.
Oh, nice pitch. He just can't, he doesn't have any kind of pattern. He's mixing it up continuously. Caleb Joseph working him like a champ right now. Nice little slider on the outside corner.
Down to third, fair ball. There's one, and off the bag, and he's safe. So trying to turn a tough double play, Manny Machado. He'll get the out on Hicks at third, and Dixon Machado will reach.
A nice try here by Manny Machado. The chopper down the third base line, so he takes what's in front of him. You know, the force out at third base and tries to cut it back across the diamond on the run. Just about full speed as well. Yeah, throw gets up in the air a little bit. Nice effort by Machado. The timing of hitting the base and throwing at the same time, so hard to do. Almost coming down with another spectacular double play. Take a look again from Machado. Turning, trying to get the feet right. On the same motion.
So 2 down and runners still at first and second base. And here's Kinsler. He has doubled and singled. And the pitch taken down low for a ball. So the Tigers early in this game are already 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They're 4 for 20 in these 4 games. Kinsler puts one up in the air to center field. Adam Jones going back, has it lined up, reaching, and he's got it. And Kinsler is retired. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 more left on. 5 zippos. Baseball, University of Maryland, University College brings it to us. 1959, Hoyt Wilhelm, 10 shutout innings in relief against the White Sox. What he got for it was an ND. The game was called after the score tied 1-1 after the 18th inning. 10 shutout innings. In 1973, Roberto Clemente became the first Latin-born player to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. With the 3,000 hits exactly, the MVP in '66 National League, World Series champ twice, 71 World Series MVP, the great Roberto Clemente, and a Gold Glove player, 4 of them, died with a humanitarian effort and plane crash.
Right? Yeah, so sad. But what a player. Well, talk about high energy. Playing with his pants on fire every night.
Every night. The epitome of a 5-tool player.
Yeah.
And that's going to be foul back. The Orioles on top here by a score of 5-0. Anibal Sanchez making the start, just his 9th of the year. Orioles have touched him up, at least 1 hit. All 3 of the first 3 in the ball game. Rickard will take the pitch. That'll be up to him. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Joey reached on a base hit in the second, stole second, throw went to center, he went to third, and came home on Manny Machado's double later in the inning. 2-2 delivery, and that's going to be up and in. So Sanchez goes 3-2.
Rickard pick up a nice base hit in his first at bat. He's hit into some tough luck here recently. Seems like every ball game, 1 or 2 line drives right at somebody.
3-2, got it. Is it long enough, and will it stay fair? And goodbye, home run. He gets it on the right side of the fair pole, and Joey Rickard delivers the Orioles' 4th home run of the game. He gets his leading off the inning and makes it 6-0.
Nice job by Rickard. The 2-strike approach, staying short, picking up his 4th home run of the season. A little hairy down there in the corner. I thought it was going to stay fair. Sneaking it around the foul pole.
So Rickard having himself outstanding couple of at bats, as he has scored both times to the plate in the ball game.
Take a look at the swing here on the breaking ball. Again, this will be a great view. Look at that left field line. Ooh, it's hooking just around the pole. 4th home run of the ball game for the Orioles. Bringing out the big sticks today.
17 RBIs for Rickard on the season. Adam Jones takes the pitch away. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Adam has grounded out to third base twice. Another 500 for our Maryland lottery contestant. What a day Margaret Piatt is having from Brandywine. 4 home runs, $2,000, another 500 for being selected. You're buying.
You got that right.
Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way. Adam, after a pitch well located, comes up limping a little bit after he leaned on that front leg going after that pitch.
Well, we haven't seen this in a while. Adam Jones seemed to kind of get the health back a little bit. And there were problems at times on that front side. And there, something bites him. That ankle kind of rolls a little bit.
Two ball, 2-strike count on Adam. Well, there's no question one of the things Buck Showalter would really hope for in this game. There are a lot of things, but if it goes right and the Orioles can establish a substantial lead late in the game, you may be able to get some of the starters out of the game.
Yeah.
With the West Coast trip coming, there are no days off on the trip until the Orioles finish it. Do they get a day off? So he'd like to be able to rest a couple if he could. 2-2 delivery, ground ball, and it's a base hit into center field. So Adam able to take the easy jog down. He picks up the single. 1 for 3 in the ball game.
Good job by Adam Jones. Just fighting here. Little 2-seamer coming back, staying hard to the middle. Good things will happen. He's had a nice sound approach here lately, like most of the Oriole offense.
Buck Showalter staring down at first base at Adam just to see how he is. Wayne Kirby and Adam having a discussion after he got there. Adam always reluctant to come out of ball games. So the Orioles couple of hits, home run single to start the fourth inning. Manny Machado's already doubled singled, picked up an RBI and scored a run. Swing and a miss on the off speed delivery to Manny. Manny getting that average up as he's after the All-Star break done well. Chad Bell, whom we have seen in this series in the bullpen. 0-1 delivery on the way to him. Manny rockets one to center. That is way back at the wall, up and goodbye home run. Manny Machado adds to it. 3 for 3, single, double homer. The Orioles have 5 dingers in this game. And an 8-0 lead.
Boy, his swing is on and has been on for about a month now. A big ball to straightaway center field. 5 homers, 5 different players in this lineup.
So Manny Machado joins the home run derby here in this ball game. That's number 20 on the year, and his 125th career home run. And the Orioles tagging Sanchez. That'll result in the catcher going out to give him a little time in the pen.
Well, Sanchez made a good pitch prior to this one, a little cutter that worked off the outside edge, but this one stays on the plate and Machado doesn't miss it. And I took a little jump to admire the flight of that home run. Straightaway center field. Look at the sunflower seed shower.
And that will be it for Sanchez in his 9th start. A very rough one. 5.83 ERA coming in. That's going to go up. He had surrendered 14 home runs in 66 innings, and he surrendered 5 in less than 4 today.
A rough couple years really in the Orioles offense, clicking against him, lasting only the 3 innings, 10 hits, but half of those hits home runs. Yeah, Orioles offense putting on a show today. 5 long balls, 8 earned runs on the board. Now it's time for the Jiffy Lube pitching change. Jiffy Lube stores now do brake services. Stop in and let Jiffy Lube perform a free brake inspection today. Well, Chad Bell coming out of the bullpen again for the Tigers. It'll be his 16th appearance, 5.91 earned run average. 27 punch-outs, 13 walks on the year in his 32 innings of work. Pretty good arm, low to mid-90s fastball. Opponent's hitting 266 overall. Both lefties and righties about the same. 6 home runs given up in the first batter. 214. Likes to throw the change and slider in there as well.
So Chad Bell will try and find an out here. The Orioles 3 up and 3 in the 4th inning. Jonathan Schoop, a home run, and he is struck out. This is the third time the Orioles have had 5 home runs in a ball game. April 12, they did it at Fenway Park, and on June 17 here against the Cardinals. Orioles have not had a 6 home run ball game this season. Trying to get a shot of all the guys who hit home runs takes a while.
Yeah, it sure does.
1-1 delivery on the way, and that one is going to miss. Schoop got his 25th in the first inning. Orioles making the chances into runs. The 8 runs on 10 hits. Bell's delivery is going to be taken down low, and he falls behind on Schoop. 3 balls and 1 strike.
This lineup can scare you right out of the strike zone in a hurry.
That's the other way, and that will end up foul. So Jonathan works the count 3-2. Jonathan had a big year against the Tigers last year, and 13 runs scored against the Tigers. That'll go to short. Dixon Machado. And there's the first out of the 4th inning. When the Orioles score, you score at McDonald's. The more the O's score, the more Chicken McNuggets you score. Download McDonald's app today. Chris Davis. Davis has had a home run, his 18th, and he is grounded out. Left-handers pitch to him, taken for a ball. Chris hitting .235 off the lefties. 3 home runs. Pitch a strike called at the knees. Orioles batting here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And an 8-0 lead. 1-1 delivery. Davis couldn't hold up. Orioles won it last night 5-2 after the Tigers had a win by the same number, 5-2 on Friday and 7-5 on Thursday.
He's ready. Got the glove.
Just waiting.
Home run. Yeah. Hit it my
Both
way.
the shirt and the hat on backwards. And a swing and a miss will get Chris. Bell gets a strikeout.
Davis showed him he was going to swing at that slider down in the zone and attack it again, and he does. Executes it perfectly. What a strikeout. Davis, that one's going to stay on the plate, but good late movement on the power slider.
Here's Trey Mancini, home run single. 18th home run. That was in the first inning. 2 down, nobody on. Breaking ball to Mancini. He is in there for a strike. Trey came in not having had a hit in 8 at-bats in the series. 0-1. Among the rookies, still up there. He is 3rd in batting average among rookies. 3rd in slugging. 4th in RBIs. And 6th in home runs starting the day. He has added another one, 18th. As part of that run as a rookie. 0-2 deliveries, a bouncer off the plate.
Yeah, he's had an impressive season. Having to learn the outfield on the fly, basically. And the adjustments being made because the league makes adjustments to him. He continues to impress and stay up to the pace.
Down on the count here, 1-2. Ooh, nasty. Jammed him down and in. So Bell comes on and retires the 3 batters he faces. Rickard led it off. 4th home run. Single Jones. Manny Machado. He pops one. 8-0 Orioles. Think about this one. Dan Conley's covered the Orioles for a long time. BaltimoreBaseball.com. Send this message to Tillman. You're 17, may be a disaster, but you've done your part for the organization through the years, so we want you back next year. You don't have to worry about what the season is doing to your free agent value. You won't have anything to prove to other teams about being healthy. You can go to the bullpen, keep working. Maybe you won't even pitch much in September when the rosters expand, but you won't have to worry about it and stress about what that means to you for next year. Conley saying, sign Tillman now.
Hey, I kind of agree with that.
That's an interesting position that a lot of people would negatively react to at first glance.
Yeah, well,
I did, and then I thought about it, and I agree with you.
You know what? You're going to get him on the cheap, first of all, because of this year. And if you approach him as, hey, you're part of our organization and we want you here. Your name's been out there. You've had big years with the Orioles, 16 games. And Tillman's been on the verge of winning 20 games a couple times for this team. I mean, he has been the #1 starter for this team over the years of their success, you know, to get to the postseason. So, yeah, I think it would be a good idea.
That one down the line in left field. Aducci's ball will end up not being fielded and bounces into the seats. He had injuries at the start of the year, so he didn't get going till May. First baby born in the family, he and his wife, so they've had that they've had to deal with. And then ineffectiveness that can't seem to get corrected, but he's healthy.
Right.
I mean, Buck reiterated that today before the game, that Chris says he's healthy, and Buck said, I believe him. And maybe that's an interesting approach. Get him signed up now for another year. He can do the Nelson Cruz thing. Sign a 1-year deal, try and have a great season, then go out and get yourself here or elsewhere a big deal.
I like it.
Yeah. 2-2 delivery on the way, and a check swing, and he went around on it. Jeff Nelson, crew chief, down to third. That's going to be the strikeout number 4. Well, a reminder, and I got to read this. More than $130,000 has been raised for our community through the Orioles Charitable Foundation. It's thanks to the sales of the official Orioles Maryland license plate. For more information and to get yours, go to Orioles.com/plates. Great way to raise money, and a great way for you to show your support for the Orioles. First ball hitting, that one's going to be fouled back. Justin Upton.
Yeah, back to the Chris Tillman as well. I mean, when we talk about the organization and their strengths right now, as an organization, they have some offensive strengths, but they don't have a lot of starting pitching. And they are not, I don't believe, going to be aggressive going after free agents. So in a lot of ways, you kind of have to work with what you have. And Tillman's been a proven commodity here in an Orioles uniform. And I like what Conley said.
He's out there in the bullpen, first time, never worked out of the pen in his career. Tillman has made 194 major league appearances, and every one of them has been as a starter. So he's watching the ball game literally and figuratively from a different position.
All right.
2 ball, 1 strike count on Upton. He is walked and grounded out. Jimenez delivery will be fouled back. Davis over, and no play. Baldo managing this lead. He's gotten out of problems in each of the first 4 innings. He has walked 2, struck out 4. Given up the 6 hits, but controlling the ball game. 2-2.
Well, I've seen in the 3 games how dangerous this lineup can be. You know, there's some power throughout it. There's Upton up here having a monster year, and the numbers against the Orioles impressive.
That's a great pitch. Caught him looking. Strikeout number 5.
Well, you start mixing up pitches in the middle of the ball game. Hitters get in between. Ubaldo's shown that split finger as a strikeout pitch. But how about the movement on the 2-seamer? Coming back and catching the outside corner. Cutting it loose here. 93 miles an hour. Nice action. Of course, received well. Wow, that ball is locked up by Caleb on the corner.
So Jimenez, there's the outs. There are the outs. How they've been recorded. Castellanos is a strikeout victim. He's also drawn a walk. Shift on against him. He lifts that one high in the air to left center field. Turn around and watch it. Way back, and goodbye home run halfway up in the bleacher section. Castellanos gets the homer, and the Tigers get on the board. An 8-1 game.
Castellanos been pretty quiet here in this series, but picking up his 16th home run of the year on a first pitch slow breaking ball. Just looked like he was waiting on.
58 RBIs for him.
Take a look, just trying to steal a strike with the slow hook. Castellanos gets that foot down and stays behind the baseball. Look at that extension through. Squares it up.
24th home run surrendered by Ubaldo this year. And it is an 8-1 ball game. Here's Matucci, a strikeout hit into a fielder's choice. And the pitch taken away for a ball. The game where a solo shot can be absorbed by the Orioles and by Manny Machado. And by Baldo, rather. Pitch taken for a strike. It helps that your ball club has hit 5 of those.
Yeah, for sure. 8 runs. Everybody's saying, okay, just get right back in the strike zone.
2-0 delivery on the way down to third, and there's Manny. Safe. Cook's got speed. He's burning it down the line. And if it holds, it's an infield single.
Yeah, he can fly. Yeah, big man out there getting it down the line. Manny Machado, a nice play. It is bang bang down there. Pretty close. Tough to tell on that angle, but
Orioles looking at it on the video. 30 seconds to decide whether to challenge or not. Jeff Nelson coming in from third. The crew chief saying, let's go. Yes or no? Nope. And Jeff heads back to third base.
Well, Manny was a pretty impressive play over there. Diving, catching that ball behind him to make the play. And then as he got up, just took a hair longer. Just a split second. That's all it took. It took to get that foot in there.
So it'll be an infield single. A run in, a runner on. Martinez 0 for 2. He has flied out and grounded out. Victor Martinez take the pitch away for a ball. This is where the Tigers' big bats can get him back into a ball game, even with this big lead for the Orioles. One-0 delivery on the way, and that one right through the kitchen into the pantry almost. 2-0 count.
Well, Baldo getting a little cut action on this one. Didn't come back the way typically does. Trying to get right back in there to steal a strike.
Martinez 4 home runs lifetime off Jimenez. Puts that one up in the air. Third base. Manny is really playing shortstop here with the shift, goes back and will put it away. 1 run, 2 hits, home run by Castellanos. Tigers on the board, but the Orioles lead at 8-1.
Game 4 here for the Orioles. Head on the road, and the bats come to life. Jonathan Scope with the big ball. His 25th home run. How about Chris Davis? 18th home run. Back-to-back. Wait, back-to-back-to-back. Mancini joining in the first inning, picking up his 18th home run. And Joe Rickard in the 4th inning, sneaking one down the line for his 4th, and Machado showing the way straight away center field for his 20th home run of the year. Orioles offense coming to life, pounding out 10 hits, 8 runs on the board. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. And Baldo pitching a gem again. There you go. Oh, in-game conversation right there. Telling Manny how to make that play.
Starters don't usually talk on the bench during their starts, but I guess when you're up 8-1,
yeah, a little more comfortable.
Feel a little better discussing it. Beckham at the plate. He's had an 0 for 2, flied out and grounded out. A hit in every game with the Orioles so far, 5 of them for Beckham. Left-hander Chad Bell retired the 3 he faced in the last inning. That'll be fouled away. More of the Beckham line. First 4-hit game of the season. Picked up, and the first time in his career he's had a 4-hit game since joining the Orioles. In play, his batting average is .550. It is the 5th highest average for balls put in play for anyone in the majors. 0-2 pitch on the way to him. Beckham will take the pitch inside for a ball. And of course, he's had this great streak with the Orioles. First time in his career he has had more than 2 straight multi-hit games. That came since joining the Orioles.
Yeah, it's been impressive, fun to watch. Short to the baseball, hitting everything, pulling balls, going the other way.
1-2, left-hander will come inside to him. So Chad Bell trying to settle it down, hold the Orioles, give his team's offense a chance to get back. The job of the middle relievers. 2-2 to Beckham. In the air to right. Meducci over, watching, into the seats. Souvenir down the line. Orioles with the victory yesterday, now 34-23 at home. They won 50 games last year, 50-31 here at Camden Yards. Be on pace to do that again. 2-2 pitch on the way. Protect me, fouled off. Keeps it alive at 2-2.
Well, didn't finish that one. He's had a nasty slider here last couple innings, and real good about burying it when he gets ahead. That one stays up. Gave Beckham a chance.
Beckham has hit both righties lefties this year just about equally. Came in 278 off the lefties, 283 off right-handers. 2-2 count. D shaded outfield a little bit to right, and that one's going to be in the dirt. So a full count, 3-2. We've seen Beckham home runs, extra base hits into that right center field gap. That's what the scouting reports begin to start showing here at Camden Yards. So that's the way the Tigers move Matuk, their center fielder, over a little bit towards right, towards that gap. 3-2 delivery on the way. Beckham will take it, and he's on with a walk. First walk surrendered by Bell. Orioles baseball on Masson, brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you, and by Navy Federal, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years, federally insured by NCUA. Leadoff man on here in the 5th inning. Smith walked intentionally his last time up, popped out his first time up. Second time the Orioles have had the leadoff man on. The other was the Rickard home run starting the 4th inning. Bell's pitch will come inside. Smith and then Caleb Joseph.
Tough lefty right here, but you know Seth Smith was paying attention when Chris Davis was up Ahead with a fastball and then went to the power sliders down and away. So Smith probably eyeballing that outside corner.
Runner off first, 1-0 delivery to him. Will take the strike, shift on, but played at double play depth by the Tiger infield. Bell with the 2 games against the Orioles this year. Prior to this, no runs, 4 hits, 5 innings worked against the Orioles. 1-1 delivery on the way. That's going to miss. A breaking ball. 2-1. Orioles leave for the West Coast after the game. Mark Trumbo will go with them. Like Showalter saying today, it looks like probably the first game against Oakland is when Mark will come back into the lineup.
Trumbo took the full BP and some outfield work yesterday. Looked real good.
So the Orioles will start to get some of those people back off the DL. August 15. Santander due back. Ryan Flaherty due back. J.J. Hardy, the feeling seems to be, even though he's could come back in August, that he may not be back till you get to September.
Yeah, really hasn't started any
no
throwing or swinging yet. Sometimes that takes a little while.
2-2 delivery, again hacked back. You will notice the bird has apparently decided to scout the pitcher. Has not moved. Sitting there very comfortably located. It's a pretty good seat.
Yeah, what are these guys doing on my field anyway?
Yeah. Pitch on the way, ground ball. Going to go for the one at second, and that's all they will get. As Beckham is retired on the fielder's choice. And the bird was about 2 feet away.
Yeah,
or less.
Take a look here. Hard ground ball. Beckham has to elude that one, and the bird takes off right in front of Beckham. Able to get the one out at second base.
That was pretty good. So runner at first base and 1 down. Seth Smith on. Caleb Joseph has struck out, grounded out, and that one comes back into the screen. 0-1 count.
Caleb, strong numbers on the year. That 288 batting average, the 6 home runs and 22 RBI. He and Castillo been doing a number this year with their production behind the plate.
86. That one will be missed. Seth Smith being held at first by Romine. Force out at second base, by the way, was a 5-6 play. You don't see that a lot, but they've moved Castellanos over into that shallow right field position, the third baseman. So he's the one who made the pickup and then threw it to the shortstop. 0-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to be inside. 95 on that one, and a 1-ball 2-strike count.
Yeah, good arm for sure. Fastball's
2 delivery. Caleb down to third. Castellanos up. 1 relay. And they will turn the double play. Kinsler turns it at second base. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Orioles on top 8-1. hero. That is Matt Pressbury. We congratulate him, the founder of the nonprofit focused on fatherhood, dedicated to educating, advocating, and providing resources for fathers in Baltimore City. He's developed a group called Black Fathers, has over 27,000 members worldwide. And we thank Matt for the effort he has made, and obviously tremendously important. His focus on fatherhood, our Birdland community hero on this Sunday at the ballpark.
Yeah, in many ways a lost art. Right?
Yes.
And bringing back that attention.
The fatherhood.
Well done.
Waldo Jimenez on the mound, the Orioles starter, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Bottom third of the order due up. John Hicks, 2 for 2, couple of singles. Waldo's not had a clean inning, as the Tigers have had chances. 8 left on. 5 in scoring position. 1-0 delivery on the way. Hicks will take the pitch inside for a ball. 2-0. Orioles 4 runs on 3 homers in the first inning.
Bottom of this lineup. Pesky against Ubaldo. Hicks with a couple knocks. Romine behind him, a couple knocks.
2-1 delivery to him. Down to third base. Manny Machado along the line. Davis has got it for the out. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. That'll bring Romine to the plate, getting the start at first base with Miguel Cabrera out, just being rested here on this Sunday. And the pitch taken down low for a ball.
Romine served a couple balls over to left field out in front of Seth Smith, so he slides in a little bit closer. Pretty tight out there right now.
Just dropped the last one he had in front of him.
You see the defensive alignment. Seth Smith sneaking in behind Beckham.
Baldo's delivery to him will be up and in. Andrew Romine has spent time with the Angels, now with Detroit, all of his major league games having been played in the American League. 2-1 delivery on the way, late into the seats. Fan holds the ball up. Everybody applauds because no one got hurt. That's good. Romine out of that Arizona State University baseball program. And a swing and a miss. Play will be made at first. Caleb to Davis. Strikeout number 6.
And another good split finger and a nice block by Caleb Joseph. Putting that baseball, keeping it in front. Take a look at the action here. Dive bombing. Started on the plate. That is the key for Ubaldo to get some swings. Yeah, it bounced out in front, but it was in the middle. And then Caleb, a good block and creating the lane. Quick second out.
2 down. Here's Dixon Machado. First ball hitting up the middle. 1 for 3. He'd hit into a fielder's choice in a double play. He'll get the 2-out single here in the 6th inning. So again, Detroit able to get a runner on in every inning so far of the ball game, but they've only pushed 1 across on 9 hits.
See Baldo up to 100 pitches now. They're pretty efficient.
After win number 5 on the season. Baldo coming off the win against KC, a run on 5 hits over 7. Ball is down low. Caleb Joseph the stop on it to hold the runner. Judmeyer getting up in the bullpen, the left-hander. First warm-up action for the Orioles. Ian Kinsler, leadoff batter, double single, and he is flied out. Detroit starter Sanchez gave up 8 runs, 10 hits, and 3+ innings. 5 home runs off him. A couple of strikeouts. Pitch will be up high. Count goes to 2-0 on Kinsler, carrying that .323 average against Ubaldo. And Caleb Joseph heading out.
Orioles had a pretty good game plan going, and they have here on this homestand against starters. Putting up a big number in Sanchez, and Sanchez not easy. A consistent mix of pitches, can slow it down, and at times pitchers that use their secondary pitches more tend to give the Orioles a hard time. But letting the ball travel, obviously some big home runs hitting this ball game. It was a big first inning that kind of set the tone for this Oriole offense.
Runner off first, pitch will be taken down, and the count goes to 3-0. What you don't want to do, put anybody on here with his power laden lineup. He takes all the way for a strike in the inside corner. Tigers have not won a series here at Camden Yards since 2014, and they had a 3-game sweep. Runner goes, ball 4. So Kinsler draws the walk. The third surrendered, and that's going to be it for Ubaldo. As the Tigers have 2 on, 2 outs here in the 6th inning. And Jimenez will leave to the applause of the crowd. And the Orioles will go to the bullpen again, trying to prevent the Tigers from scoring. Here in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Now Ubaldo, another good start in search of his 3rd straight quality start. The fastball working, the split finger working as well. Take a look at that movement there. Nasty getting Castellanos, and a dive bomber to get Aducci. The 2-seamer coming back to get Tigers' hottest hitter, Upton. Here is the line, just missing the quality start by 1 out, but 5 2/3, 9 hits scattered. Only 1 run on the board against Ubaldo, 3 walks and 6 punch-outs. And he'll give way to Richard Blyer. Blyer in his 32nd appearance, 1.56 earned run average, and he has been a horse coming out of the pen.
Runners on at first and second base. Aducci has had a home run in the series.
See the rest of the numbers here. Opponent's at 255. He is a ground ball pitcher. Nice little 2-seamer, 68% on the ground. And he likes to keep him stranded there, 80%.
And the pitch outside, 2-0. With 2 down, Dixon Machado the base hit. Kinsler got the walk. They're on. Jim Aducci batting second in the lineup. Has struck out twice, hit into a fielder's choice. 2 for 8. Blyer's been effective against everybody. Against the Tigers, 3 games this year. No runs, 3 hits, 3 innings. There's that pitch down, 2-2.
Yeah, he can get good sink action. Cut his fastball. Kind of manipulate the movement on that. Morph it into a more of a slider type pitch.
Blyer has a win against the Tigers, 1-0 this year. and lifetime. 2-2 delivery on the way, and a Baltimore chop foul. Another one bouncing off the plate high in the air. That'll hold the count at 2-2 with Upton on deck. So you really want to end this inning right here.
I sure do. Up with a big pitch and leave these guys stranded.
Detroit's 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. 2-2. And it'll be outside. And the series now 4 for 22 in these situations for the Tigers.
The good news is they're not having success today. They had a couple opportunities early in the ball game against Ubaldo.
3-2 delivery, and that'll be held at 3-2. Adducci on the foul ball. Runners go back to their bases. Machado to second, Kensler down to first. Full count with 2 down. Outfield shaded to left. And Adducci wraps that one to first, and another one foul. Adducci battling here, trying to pick up a big RBI, at least one of them. Tigers, even though they got some time left, are running out of it with the 7-run differential in this game.
Of course, the goal of the Orioles trying to get to the back end. Dwyer being the bridge man today.
3-2 delivery. Runners go in the air, left field. Smith. He's got it, and that will do it. So Dwyer comes on to get the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 more left on by the Tigers. And it's time now for the Unlimited Baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. The Brewers and Rays tied 1 in the 8th. Chris Archer, good outing, 1 earned run, 3 hits, 6 innings. The Red Sox leading the White Sox in the 7th. Off the bench, Chris Young, big day, 3 for 3 and 5 RBIs. Boston has won 5 in a row. Yankees lead the Indians 8-1. Aaron Judge getting hot today, 3-run homer, 35th in the 7th inning. And the Astros now lead the Blue Jays 3-2. They are in the 5th inning of their game. Yankees are 3 games behind the Red Sox coming into today's play. Tampa Bay 5.5 out, and the Orioles 7.5. Toronto in last place, 9.5 games behind. Pitch taken for a strike on the inside corner. Chad Bell working in relief, his 3rd inning. Came on in the 4th and got all 3 of the outs, and then faced only 3 in the 5th. Joey Rickert, 0-2 delivery to him. Down to 3rd. That's fair. Rickert will be making the turn for second base. He will get there as Upton retrieves, and Rickert's having a day in the 9-hole as he is 3 for 3 with a single, homer, and double.
Yeah, really his favorite spot, or most productive down there, hiding in the 9th hole. Had some problems with some tough luck here recently, but finding some holes today. Hooking this one down the left field line. A big double to start this inning off.
Well, the Orioles will look to add to their run total. They get their 11th hit of the ball game, and for Joey Rickard, his second 3-hit game, 14th multi-hit game of the year. Adam Jones at the top, base hit, 4th inning, scored. Orioles 1 for 4 in these situations today. The Orioles have stranded only 3. Jones fouls it off, trying to get the ball to the right side to get that runner moved up. 8 runs, 11 hits for the Orioles. Run on 9 hits for the Tigers. Jimenez's final line is that 1 run. 5 2/3 innings and 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Adam will take the pitch inside.
And that's what you hope for. Starting pitcher kind of minimizing the damage, getting it in the middle of the ball game. The offense a chance, and it was nice to see the Oriole offense drawing first blood today.
Not hit hard. Dixon Machado over to first, held the runner, and Adam Jones is retired. Rickard stays at second. Mini packs to the historic 125th season of Maryland football are now on sale and start at just $75. Visit Terps125.com or call 1-800-I'm-a-Terp to purchase your tickets now. Right around the corner. Football. Maryland fans right there. Manny Machado. He's got a triple in him. He's got the cycle. Runner at second, 1 away. Manny will take it up high. Single in the first inning, double RBI in the second, and his 20th home run and 2 RBIs. Picked up in the 4th. Last cycle, Felix P.A. against the Angels in 2009. Runner off second, 1-0. And the pitch outside. Machado 259 off left-handers, about 10 points higher than he's hit against right-handers this year. Big lead at second. That ball in the air to left. Upton is there. Got it. Runner halfway, goes back.
Just got that one off the end of the bat. Just enough finish on the breaking ball. Machado walking back to the bench. Another good swing though from Machado.
So at 2 down, Jonathan Scope will stand in. A home run, 1 for 3. Orioles, Scope, Davis, Mancini back-to-back home runs in the first inning. Jonathan's good for 2 RBIs. Orioles have had 5 home runs in the ball game. They have not had a 6-homer game this year. Scope will take the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Last time the Orioles had 6 homers in a ball game, 2016. Did it twice. Once against Oakland, once against Houston. Both games here at Camden Yards. 0-1 outside for a ball. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count from Bell.
Still a lot of time in this game.
Yeah.
Do some serious damage.
One delivery on the way, under the arms and in. Talked about Jonathan's production, over 16%. The RBIs this season for the Orioles have come from Scope. Justin Smoke, the leader, just percentage points, 10th of percentage points ahead of him. That ball tailing away at 86.
Change up from Bell. Steady diet of fastballs on that inside corner, trying to open up the outer slot. And Jonathan Scope thinking he's going to get a fastball to hit out there, but he pulls the string. A little late fade as well.
2-ball, 2-strike count. And that time came back inside to get him. So Bell's got 3 strikeouts, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. 6 complete here at Camden Yards, 8 1-0s. Orioles baseball on Masson, brought to you by Royal Farms. Pick up your Rofo rewards card today at any Royal Farms to save on gas and to start earning points for free stuff. And by John Hopkins Orthopedics, serving the community for over 125 years. Let's see that shot, Timothy. 8-1 lead, Orioles on top. It's a quad box. All home run hitters in the ball game for the Orioles. Scope, Davis.
What? No Cinco box?
No Cinco box. Machado and Rickert. That's why, for TV purposes, teams should never hit more than have four guys hit home runs in a ball game. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. So Trey Mancini will get a solo shot. Here is Justin Upton. Upton is struck out, grounded out, and a walk. 0-1 delivery on the way. Upton with a big cut. 0-2. Blyer on in relief. Retired Aducci in the 6th inning and stays on here to start the 7th.
And Blyer's been on a nice roll. I'll tell you what, there were some question marks at the beginning of this season. April and May, kind of going through figuring out who was going to set up in that bullpen. It was a revolving door for a while. Blyer ended up sticking out. I mean, pitched in a couple high leverage situations, started eating up some innings, and he has established himself out there now as a major cog in this bullpen. He and Castro, as far as the bridgemen, and the ability to add some long relief.
Second deck souvenir, fouled away by Upton. 4 hits, 14 at bats in the series for Upton. The Orioles holding him down here in this game. Orioles really put a stake in the Tigers' heart with that 4-run, 4-hit first inning. Swinging bunt. Blyer tags it and gets the out. Upton retired, 1 down. Well, lock in your Birdland summer and reserve your seats for upcoming promotions, including 25th anniversary Oriole Park replica ballpark, Orioles cap presented by DAP, Orioles hooded sweatshirt, and more. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. 80-degree day here at the ballpark. A little gentle breeze blowing around here. Just a gorgeous day.
And Blyer's got some pretty good weapons to attack right-handed hitters. Turn it over. Good change up. Of course, a good 2-seam fastball where he gets the bulk of his ground balls. But the ability to cut it in there on the hands of the right-handed hitter, and then the power slider down and in as well. So a nice repertoire of pitches. Keeps him off balance, and if he wants them to have it put it in play, he'll just throw the 2-seamer down.
Couldn't hold up on that. Roberto Ortiz, home plate umpire, made the call on the check swing strike.
This is more the cutter version. 88 miles an hour, working hard in there, tying Castellanos all up.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Infield shifted around. 1-2 delivery to him. That'll be tapped the other way. Chris Davis right there. 2 down. A couple of soft rollers here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, just turning it over there. A little 2-seam action, pushing it away from the right-handers, and having a hard time squaring it up after getting a little antsy on the inner third. And that's his game plan, and he's had success with it this year.
He took a struck out, hit into a fielder's choice, and picked up a single. He's a .270 hitter off lefties, .296 off righties. Very solid year, big numbers. Second base. Scope's got it. That'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning. That takes us to 7th inning stretch time. The Orioles looking to split this 4-game set, lead it by 7.
Baltimore Orioles. And this is going out to the Thurmont Little League team who won the Maryland State Championship. We're very proud of you guys. I know you're playing Monday up in Bristol. We'll all be watching. Looking forward to you guys coming to Camden Yards on August 29th, and hopefully you'll bring the title there. But can't tell you how proud we are. We all just want to wish you guys good luck.
Thurmont Little League, we'll have to have a final on that by the time the Orioles come on tomorrow night, because they're going to play at 4 o'clock in Bristol. Wow. I know how exciting it is for the Little League kids. You remember back to playing and just to get on an all-star team and then to be able to win something like a state championship. Great stuff for the kids.
Oh, you love it because they're just having fun. They don't even really realize what's happening until they're like 10 years removed. Yeah. So great time for the kids. Yeah, and good luck to them for sure.
Yeah, have a good ball game. Ubaldo Jimenez, another one that's 3 in a row where he has given the Orioles a chance to win.
Boy, he is settling in nicely just when the Orioles need him most. This whole rotation really starting to stack some good starts together. And this is just what the doctor ordered, you know, and some timely hitting. Of course, the Orioles offense has been very consistent here recently, and a nice outing today with the big balls here at Camden.
Yeah, the big home runs that the Orioles have relied on so much during the season, coming to the 4 in the first inning. And in a game like this against the Tigers, you beat them yesterday. They're going to be heading out as the Orioles are. You want to jump on a ball club in a game like this and get a big lead early.
You really do. You know, and the Orioles have had to fight back against the Tigers. They took the first 2 ball games. You know, the Orioles have been playing some pretty good baseball. They swept the Kansas City Royals, and this homestand really a crucial one. It could have gone the other way, but they're stepping it up, and yeah, stepping up big in this final game of the homestand before they head off to that long 10-game West Coast trip.
Orioles hoping it'll be a 5-2 record here in the stand. It will be if they maintain this lead. Pitch to Chris Davis, who is 1 for 3. The home run is 18th, part of the 3 in a row in the first inning. Orioles batting bottom half of the 7th inning. Davis off the end of the bat, may have broke his bat on that one. It's not deep, and oh, what a catch made. Castellanos going back, and I don't know how he ever, oh, that's Machado, sorry, don't know how he ever found that. Wow. He was turning and at his back to the plate.
Yeah, impressive. Another good slider here from Mr. Bell, and Machado recognizing the outfield depth. He knows this is all his. Man, what an acrobatic play right there. My goodness, a lot of good glove work showing up here in this series. Machado making one of the better plays, running away. Wow, that's impressive.
Outstanding catch. So 1 away here in the 7th. Trey Mancini 2 for 3, a home run, a single. 18 on the year, long ball department for him. Chad Bell 1-0 delivery. So the Orioles tomorrow night in Anaheim. Be on the air at 9:30 with those extra. 10 o'clock for the ball game. On Masson 2, Dylan Bundy after his 11th win. He's 10-8. J.C. Ramirez 10-9, a right-hander, going for the Angels. Jeremy Hellickson gets game 2 against the former Oriole, Parker Birdwell. And then Kevin Gausman in game 3. That'll be Troy Scribner on the other side for the Angels. Scribner at 1-0.
A couple familiar faces landing with the Orioles. Parker Bridwell and how about Bud Norris?
Yeah,
there as well.
3-1 delivery on the way and a strike in the outside corner.
Questionable call right there. Boom, boom, Mancini down and away. You see everything off the plate. How the heck is it a full count?
3-2 delivery on the way. It's Sunday and it's late, and the score is lopsided. 3 reasons. And a 3-ball, 2-strike count.
Yeah, a dreaded getaway day.
The dreaded getaway day. For the umpires, too.
Yes.
Not fair, because they may not have got the call right, but they do not do it for that reason. No. If they are going to do that, they'll tell you. 3-2 delivery on the way and a foul ball.
At least they used to. I don't know
about
I don't
think they can do that anymore. No.
Yeah, you get the warning beforehand.
Yeah.
Better be swinging, boys. I got a 4:30 flight.
Yeah. Can't do that anymore. 3-2 on Trey's. Fought off a couple. Chad Bell's delivery to him. Popped up down the line, right field, running over to get it. Aducci, not gunner, falls in. Mancini a turn. He'll stay. And a 3-hit ball game for Trey. 2 singles and a home run. 3 for 4. MLB.tv every night, every device. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live. Plus, get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Brad Ausmus out. He'll make the change here. Pretty effective outing, though, again for Bell. He works 3 1/3 innings in the game, and that is the first hit against him. Orioles on top, 8-1.
Old Joe Jimenez recently recalled to the Tigers. A nice little scoreless streak down in AAA. See the numbers here. 7th appearance. The Tigers bullpen with a lofty 12.60 earned run average, but the kid's got a big arm. And they're taking a look at him right now to see if he can establish himself out in this bullpen. See opponents hitting .318 here in the early going. But boy, can he rush it up there. Top out about 99 miles an hour. So mid-90s fastball. And a power slider and a changeup to go with it.
Jimenez out of Puerto Rico. Suffered his first loss in his first major league decision to the Orioles in the ball game last night. 2/3 of an inning, a run, 2 hits, 1 walk. And that'll be fouled back. Tim Beckham at the plate. 0 for 2 and a walk in the ball game. Chance to extend his 5-game hit streak. Orioles with a runner on at first base. Mancini, who picked up the base hit. Orioles with a dozen hits in the game. Winds that one in for a strike. Jimenez has been the pitcher of the year in the Tiger organization 2 years in a row, and last year in a combined effort, single A, double A, and triple A, he went 30 for 31 in saves. 3-3 record, ERA of 1.51 combined. Strikeout pitcher in the minors. 0-2 delivery. That'll be taken down low. Tigers looking for a closer. And as Mike said, here's a chance to take a look here at the rest of the year and see what he's got.
Yeah, they got some pretty good young arms, but this bullpen's going to be revamped once again. I mean, it seems like every offseason, that's what the Tigers try to target, and they have had a hard time stabilizing that pen.
1-2 delivery on the way, and that's an inside-out foul ball. Mancini back to first base. One-two delivery on the way. Just missed. Cut that one down.
That's exactly where he wanted to put that slider, but Beckham seeing the ball really well. Good take. See that pitcher's pitch, the 5th pitch down there on the down and away corner.
2-2. Mancini not being held at first. One away. Broken back ground ball towards the hole. Castellanos one. Relay Kinsler will not be in time. Mancini retired. 5-4. Fielder's choice. Beckham.
And a slower developing double play ball. Castellanos kind of taking it a little bit deeper. Not much time for Kinsler, so he's got to try to get rid of it as quickly as possible. Can't get enough mustard on that one to complete the double play. Get out of this inning.
2 down. Orioles move the Detroit rather moves the infield around to shift on Smith. Seth will take the pitch for a strike. 0 for 2 and an intentional walk. Seth with a 4-game hit streak. Maybe last opportunity to extend it. He's gone 5 for his last 15. Driven in 4 and scored twice during the streak. Foul back. And a 2-strike count from the 22-year-old right-hander.
I see Seth with the arm guard. Hasn't been wearing an arm guard all year long, but he got squared up with a fastball right on that lead elbow a few days ago. Stayed in the ball game, picked up a couple hits and a couple RBI. Came back with the pat.
That's going to come inside to him. Just trying to get him off the plate a little bit. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Smith. 2 down. Runner at first, Beckham. Letting him wander at will over there with 2 away at first. And that's going to miss down low. You see one of the unwritten rules of the game being played out here. Beckham could walk down to second base if he wanted to. But ball game's in the 7th inning. Orioles lead it 8-1. So the unwritten rule is you don't steal a base in this situation.
Although it has happened before.
Yes. And the next guy up gets beamed.
Yeah.
That'll go to center. And it will be hauled in. Matuk coming on to get it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. 7 complete. Orioles up 8-1. Set for the 10-game West Coast road trip. Orioles game 1 of 3 in Anaheim tomorrow. Dylan Bundy on the mound against J.C. Ramirez. Our coverage on MASN 2 will begin at 9:30. OSAC Strip presented by Chief. Game coverage at 10. All the access you need right here on MASN.
Now let's take a look at the Angels. Their snapshot this year. Batting average not too high. Home runs down at the bottom as well, but it's an offense that's still running bases. That's what the Angels are all about. They can steal and put some pressure on a defense in a hurry. And of course, Mike Trout having another all-star caliber season. You see the starters there. They're pitching pretty well this season. Even the bullpen pretty tough, and that's why they're really back in the hunt and in that wild card race.
Yep. Blyer, the left-hander, working. First pitch tailing away. And there you see Gentry's come on to play. Craig Gentry for Seth Smith in left field. Blyer's 0-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Nope. Martinez 0 for 3 in the ball game. 2 for 15 in the series. They have held Victor Martinez down. Switch hitting DH. Couple of home runs against the Orioles this year. 5 for 26 overall. Strike called on that one. And the count goes to 1-2. Tigers batting, 8th inning. They're down to 6 outs to work with.
I'd love to see that stuff right there. The hitter's coming to Scott Coolbaugh. He's not going to them right now. Oh, looking pretty good. He's got him in a good place. It's a confident lineup. And we need a question or need a little, I don't know, who knows, a little confidence building. The hitters are going to go over and talk to him about it. And he is on right now, on the game, and working hard with this group.
Trey Mancini. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to go to short. Hop. And Beckham will put him away. Well, on this Sunday, take a look at some of the headlines around the country in baseball. The Dodgers. They've tied the best 50-game stretch, 43-7 of any team since 1912, and the New York Giants. And our dear friend Nick Markakis kind of recorded quietly his 2,000th career hit this past week against the Dodgers. And the Rangers have taken out an ad in a Japanese newspaper to thank Darvish for his performance and time spent with Texas after leaving. Ball up in the air, left center field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. On his way to second base, throw in, not in time. And Hicks delivers a double here in the 8th inning, to the delight of the fans from Maryland, from Virginia, on hand to watch him play.
They're on their feet down there. You could hear him applaud his 3rd hit of the ball game. After a couple singles, he's fairly comfortable, and he gets the head out in front on this one, driving it to the gap, beating Gentry and deep there and hustling on into second base. He does not want to get sent back down. Making an impression here.
It's from Goochland, Virginia. Goochland, Virginia. He was born in Richmond, lives in Goochland now, which is in the country area. And as we said, University of Virginia, country and farm setting terms. It's in the U.S. You knew that. Runner on at second base. 0-1 delivery will be fouled off. Romine a single in the 2nd, another one in the 4th, and he is struck out. Romine getting the start for Miguel Cabrera at first base. 0-2 count, 1 away. 10 hits on the board for the Tigers. They just have not been able to get the one when they needed it. That'll go into left field for a base hit, charged by Gentry. Runner will stay at 3rd. Romine, 3-hit ball game. And the Tigers cover the corners here in the 8th inning with 1 out.
Hicks and Romine just putting on a show down here in the bottom of the lineup. Romine whistling one through the 5-6 hole right there. Morse being behind by 7. A quick hold, keeping Hicks at 3rd base.
Lone run, 5th inning, home run by Castellanos. Michael Givens will get up to throw. And Machado will come to the plate. Dixon Machado, number 9 hitter. Strike on the inside corner. He's had a base hit, 1 for 3. Getting a chance at shortstop today. Iglesias, their regular shortstop, getting a day's rest. Brad Ausmus has said they do want to get a look at Dixon Machado the rest of the way. They want to get him some games and some at bats. Whether Iglesias will be back remains to be seen. Arbitration eligible. Some feeling in Detroit he may be given a qualifying offer and decline it. And so they're looking to see, if they don't have Iglesias back, who would play short. And it might be Machado.
There you go. Yeah, only 25 years old. Made some nice plays here today. I think like most teams now, I mean, offense is the name, and if you can't hit them, boy, you're going to have a hard time getting into the lineup.
1-1 fouled off, reaching out in front for it. Really a restructuring year this year going into next year for the Tigers. The moves they've already made. and the ones they're thinking about. Verlander has passed through waivers, so they tried to trade him before the waiver deadline, but he's got a $66 million price tag remaining on his contract. No one was willing to pick up enough of that, apparently, but still subject to being traded. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Double play. Little looper right into the glove of Chris Davis. Romine had taken a little jitter step down towards second base, and that's all was needed. There's 1, and there's 2. In the lead, 8-1 as we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Donnie Hart in the bullpen warming up for the Orioles. Showalter would like to get him into the ball game. He wanted to get him yesterday to get some work. They have a chance to do that today. Orioles will bat here in the 8th. They've put up the runs early with 4 in the first inning, 3 more in the 4th. And the Tigers continuing get people on base and leaving them there. They have left 11 base runners. Caleb Joseph at the plate, and the pitch will be outside for a ball. Joe Jimenez out of the bullpen, get a couple of outs in the 7th inning, stays on here. Caleb 0 for 3 in the game. Off speed pitch in the strike zone. Up in it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Drops down on that slider a little bit, and times gets a little flat. Something the youngster will be working on for sure. Try to get a little tilt with that pitch.
That's going to be in there for a strike. Big crowd today, 30,144. 30,144. Over 33,900 last night. 1-2 delivery, and Caleb will send it back into the screen.
A nice controlled 2-strike swing right there from Caleb Joseph. Caleb's kept his body in check as far as not letting the lower half get forward. Head stays still.
Tries to loop one down the line. He does, and he's got a base hit. He'll make a turn. Going to go for 2. Alducci's throw will not be in time. Caleb Joseph with the 100-foot double.
Caleb not getting up right here. I wonder what may have potentially happened. A little ankle twist sliding into the base, but nice piece of hit right here with 2 strikes. A tough pitch, and we've seen this a few times in this ball game. The ball's nestling down that right field line, kicking away a little bit, and Alducci trying to get there as quickly as possible, but Caleb with the tighter turn around first base, able to get in there safely.
That one going towards the hole, knocked down Castellanos. That's going to be an infield hit. What a day for Joey Rickard. He is 4 for 4. Rickard on again, a home run and 3 singles in the ball game.
Take that. This is his game plan. I'm finding a few holes here. Castellanos doing his best job. Keep it in the infield. That's what you're supposed to do when a runner gets out on second base. So good effort there. But Rickard still coming down with the knock. 4th hit of the ball game.
His first 4-hit game of the year. And the Orioles get runners on at first and second. That's a career high with 4. Adam Jones up. Adam a base hit, 1 for 4. He'll get an RBI chance. Orioles 1 for 7 today in these situations. Adam puts it down the line in left field, and it is going to be foul. Broke his bat, I do believe.
I'm just seeing the ball so well, able to pick up that spin. Yeah, in large part as he's limiting the head movement, not trying to get too big and do damage right out of the pitcher's hand. We saw early on a lot of the Oriole hitters just getting a little too jumpy, trying to do too much. Right now, seeing the ball, picking up the spin, and that's an ace swing on a tough slider. Just pulling it foul.
Orioles on at first and second base. Adam with an 0-1 count. Jimenez delivers to him. That'll be out of play. Adam, 2 years in a row against the Tigers, has really mashed it. Last year, he hit .500, 13 for 26. He had 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, and 7 runs in 7 games against Detroit. This year, he's gone 11 for 31. He's had 2 home runs and 3 RBIs against the Tigers. 0-2 delivery, fought that one off on the fists. It's one of the reasons Adam carries a .337 career mark against Detroit.
Big number.
0-2. We are in the 9th. Or will be, with the Tigers having 3 outs to work with after the Orioles try and add some more on here in the 8th. Runners off first and second. The 0-2 delivery down low. Yankees beat Cleveland today by a score of 8-1. Luis Severino had a good outing. 1 run, 2 hits in 6 2/3 innings for the Yankees. Carrasco took the loss. 5 runs, 6 hits, and 5 2/3. Judge 3 RBIs on a home run. Ellsbury 2 for 4, and he drove in 3. 1-2 down the left field side. Upton coming over, and it'll fall in, base hit. Runners have to stay. They had to wait and see if he was going to catch up to that. So Adam gets his second hit, and the Orioles load him up. Take a look at our Lexus at Towson drive of the game.
How about Manny's having a big day, but this is a big ball. Straightaway center field. 105 miles an hour off the bat. About average with 27 degrees, but 420 feet away. Little cutter that catches the plate, and he makes him pay.
Lexus of Towson, the area's #1 volume Lexus dealer, 7 straight years. Come see why at lexusoftowson.com. There's Doobie, the pitching coach, out to have a word with the young right-hander. There's nobody out, bases are loaded. Manny Machado, a triple shy of the cycle. 3 for 4, 3 RBIs, 3 on. Manny this year 3 for 7 with the bases loaded. Thinking 4 RBIs.
Oh yeah. First pitch slider here. Manny getting behind this. That is a healthy cut. Just a hair too big, but yeah, wanting to do some big time damage.
Has not had a grand slam this year. 0-1 pitch to him. Oh, way down the line, but it's going to be on the wrong side of the pole for Manny.
Oh. Another slider there, taking it a little off, and Manny getting the head out in front. A fan that didn't expect a souvenir. Oh, nice.
Beautiful. Manny got a base hit into left field. Joseph scored. Rickard will score. Manny Machado with a 5 RBI day and 4 hits. And the Orioles have a 10-1 lead.
A big ball game and the hits keep coming. The Orioles doing some damage with 2 strikes. And battling and finding some hits. Manny getting some stakes on this one. They're yanking a slider foul. Fastball up in the zone. He chops it through the 5-6 hole. Good speed at second base. You see Rickard scoring for Machado. And all the runners on with base hits.
So Brad Ausmus out to make the change for Manny. That is a season high 5 RBIs in 1 game.
His 26th appearance, 3 wins out of the bullpen with a 3.38 earned run average, 22 punch outs and 40 innings of work. Contact pitcher, fastball in the low 90s. This little slider curveball change mix. Opponent's hitting 240 overall. See, nice job keeping the runners on base at 83%. But that first batter, 261, pretty big number.
Suppold appeared in game 1 of this series. And in an inning and 2/3 surrendered a run on 2 hits, 1 walk. Runners on at first and second, still nobody out. And here is Jonathan Scope, and he'll take the pitch for a strike. Manny Machado, 5 RBI day, high for the year. His career high is 7 in 1 ball game. And you see the last time against the Rangers on July 30 with 10 or more runs. They've got 10 in this one. Pitch taken outside. Scope is home run, first inning, number 25. Sense struck out twice and grounded out. A highly offensive day and bounced.
Nice little backhand pick there by Hicks. Having a nice all-around day himself.
Tigers today 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position and 11 left on base. Only been 1 inning where they were retired in order. That was the 7th. Rolling foul.
This is the kind of game that the Orioles were hoping for. Heading to the West Coast. A big confidence building day. Multi-hit games for a bunch of the Orioles in the lineup. Some home runs hit. And a good starting performance. A lot of things to feel good about. They go on to their next challenge.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Jones off second, Machado off first. Scope will go after it. That'll go to short. Bobbled. Play at second. They'll get 1. Force out at second base on Manny Machado by Dixon Machado. who was fortunate. The ball, after he dropped it, bounced right back to him.
Yeah, how about that concentration there? Yeah, nice job showing the range to get to that baseball. Looked like might have had a shot at quick double play feed, but the concentration to stay with it, barehand it, and then all in that one motion, get that force out at second base.
So the Orioles have runners at first and third with one down. Chris Davis, a home run, his 18th first inning, 1 for 4. Chris's only hit in the series, 1 for 13. Pitch will be up to him. Orioles have 2 runs in here in the 8th. Trying to add more to it. 1-0 count. And Davis on a cut on a pitch right at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Change up right there. Davis hunting fastball and pulls the string on him. Get back into the count.
One delivery away. By far the widest margin as far as what could be the winning differential in this game as far as the series this year against Detroit. They've had some pretty offensive games, though. Their first one, the 13-inning game, 13-11. Pitch is taken down low. Orioles won that game, then lost 2 in Detroit, 5-4 and 6-5. Orioles losing the first 2 in this series, 7-5, 5-2, then 1 yesterday, 5-2, and now have the 10-1 lead here. 3-1 delivery. Davis will take it. It's a strike. 3-2, first and third. With 1 down, the infield hoping for a ground ball. Full count delivery, and Davis will foul it off.
Infield kind of playing straight up. Typically, you're going to see the big shift, but the shortstop Machado staying on that shortstop side. Of course, with the runner at third base, Adam Jones. Castellanos has to stay a little bit tighter.
Full count delivery on the way again, and this one down to first base. It's going to be handled at the bag. Romine not sure about going to second. Davis will get an RBI. Adam Jones will score. Jonathan Scope goes down to second base, and the Orioles have an 11-1 lead. RBI Chris.
I'll take that RBI for sure. Romine doing the old John Belushi with the footwork there, not knowing where to go with the baseball. Had an opportunity potentially to turn a double play. Help his team get out of that inning.
So now 2 down with a runner at second. Trey Mancini after a 4-hit day. He's had 2 singles and his 18th home run, 3 for 4. Scope's on at second. Outside for a ball, 1-1. Joe Jimenez charged with the 3 runs in the inning. Jimenez ended up working just a third of an inning. 3 runs on 4 hits.
The Orioles had a pretty sound approach off him, and he could not come up with a put-away pitch. He did a nice job getting ahead, getting the 2 strikes, but Orioles were able to rattle off 3 2-strike hits against him.
1-2 delivery. Runner will go over to third. No swing on that. Wild pitch allows Scope to move up. Orioles 4 for 12. Runners in scoring position today. Runner off third. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that's outside. So Hicks going out to block it, and the count goes full.
Mancini with some good takes right here, and this is the sign of his maturity, you know, and establishing himself as a real good major league hitter. Late in the ball game, a blowout lead, and laying off some tough pitches.
Full count delivery will be fouled back.
And the point being, not giving away at bats. You know, really never can. You start giving away at bats, slumps are eventual. And Mancini's been able to really lock in at bat to at bat. And hasn't wasted many on the season. And Scott Coolbaugh, big reason for that.
And stays off that one. So Trey Mancini on again. Orioles draw just their third walk of the game. One of those was intentional. Southpole gives up that one. And Beckham gets another shot. He's looking for a 6-game hit streak. Has not continued the streak today. He's gone 0 for 3 and a walk. Runners again at first and third with 2 down. That'll be taken away. The Orioles, through the first 3 games, had 14 chances with runners in scoring position. This is the 14th chance of this game. One 0 pitch, and again away and low, 2-0.
I think the number of hits on the board and the amount of home runs, boy, there you are. A little tentative to throw the ball over the plate. He's trying to be a little too fine here, even with the 10-run lead. The Orioles.
Orioles have out-homered Detroit this year, 18-13. Ball in the air to right field, hit pretty well, going back near the wall. Has to look up for it. Ducci will make the throw into the cutoff man. It'll be a long single. Beckham indeed does continue the streak to 6 games and another RBI as Jonathan Scope came around to score.
Oh, nice swing right here. Boy, it seems like most hitters are getting a little bit of trouble. Need to find a knock, go to right field, lead with the hands, keep the barrel high. Boy, that ball is smoked off the scoreboard. Another one hit so hard that has to stay on first base.
So the Orioles have batted around here in the 8th inning. And Craig Gentry will get his first at bat in the ball game. Came on as a defensive replacement in the last half inning. Still runners first and third. Orioles keep moving around station to station.
There you go. Not even here a week. A big sign. Curtain call last night. Setting records.
Ground ball back into the glove. Southpole will make the underhanded toss to Romine to get the out. But the Orioles, all but putting it away, will go to the 9th inning with a 12-1 lead. On Masson, brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Day for the 30,000 plus to celebrate here at Camden Yards. Orioles 3 outs away from going 2-2 in the 4-game set. Tejadas come on to play at third base. Manny Machado out.
And Donnie Hart in from the Oriole bullpen. 38th appearance out of the O's bullpen. Very good earned run average at .276. Picked up a win. And 25 punch-outs in 32 2/3 innings of work. Opponents hitting just .258. Righties and lefties about the same. Only a couple long balls given up for Donnie Hart. He's looking to fill up the strike zone.
So the Tigers bat here in the 9th inning. Top of the order, Kinsler. Adducci and Upton will be due up. The Orioles put this one away early with their 4-run, 3-home run first inning. 5-homer ball game today. 12 runs on 17 hits. Left-hander's delivery, and Kinsler will take it up high for a ball.
Well, the big offensive game and the solid pitching will make for a better flight out there to the West Coast. More smiles.
The Orioles have equaled their high for hits in a 9-inning game. They had 17 at Boston. That game we mentioned against the Tigers, the extra inning game, the first one these teams played, Orioles had 20 hits in that ball game, but it was a 13-inning game. 2-ball, 1-strike count. Kinsler will start it out with a base hit the other way. Speaking of not giving up at bats.
Right.
So Kinsler's got 3 hits in the ball game, 3 for 4 and a walk, 2 singles and a double. Leadoff man on here in the top of the 9th inning. Jim Adducci 0 for 4 in the ball game, 1 for 12 in the series, a home run, solo homer. Hart's pitch to him will be the inside corner for a strike.
Tough day, tough series really for Adducci offensively, and he's got to face his final at bat. Tough lefty from the side. Not much fun.
He'll ground that one to first, base hit just underneath the glove of Davis. On to third base goes Kinsler. Throw back into second, and Adducci picks up a single. 2 on, nobody out.
Got to that fastball pretty good. Tough pitch too. Inside corner. Stayed pretty short.
So 2 on. That's 13 hits for the Tigers. Wow, 1 run on 13 hits. Upton to the plate, 0 for 3 and a walk. 4 for 15 in the series. Down to third, that will be foul. Blyer worked 2 1/3, 2 hits, zeros the rest of the way. Ubaldo Jimenez, 5 2/3 inning, a run on 10 hits. He stands to pick up his 5th win against 7 losses on the year. 0-1 delivery by Hart is there. Anibal Sanchez, Tiger starter, 8 runs, 10 hits in just 3+ innings. He'll be the loser. He'll go 3-2. Oh, 2 count. Runners off the corners and outside.
Hey, you wonder what they're going to do there. Sanchez, he's had time in the bullpen this year, time in the minor leagues as well. And I thought maybe things were going to start to turn the corner. Had a nice start prior to this one. Boy, he got roughed up by the Orioles.
1-2 delivery on the way to him, reaching, fouls it off. Kinsler, base hit, lead runner. Adducci at first with his single. And Upton, their offensive leader, trying to keep it going here, top of the 9th inning. 1-2 pitch to him. That'll be outside.
Being careful. Throw short with Upton. 3 of the ball game's home runs here against the Orioles.
He'll step back. Hart off the rubber. 2-2. Little roll at short. Meckham. Run will score. Throw goes to first. So Upton is retired. He will pick up an RBI. Kinsler crosses. And Adducci goes down to second base. It's 12-2.
Donnie Hart certainly didn't want any runs tacked on to his earned run average, but a good pitch there. Nice little change up bottom of the zone to get an out.
Upton continues his production. RBI department. He started the day third in the league in runs batted in.
Now everybody chasing Scope.
Yep. Jonathan, number 1, adding to it today. Ground ball again to short. Meckham will make the play over to first. Davis on the long stretch. Castellanos retired. 2 down. Adducci goes to third base. 2 away here in the 9th.
Nice play. Beckham's played some solid defense at shortstop. 1 missed cue early in this series, but very sound. Made some good plays. The ones you're supposed to make.
So the Red Sox won today. Beat the White Sox 6-3. Pfister 3 runs 8 hits 6 1/3. Good start. Pelfrey kind of beaten up. 6 runs 8 hits 5 2/3 innings. 2 down. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Two top teams win in the American League East. Boston and New York. Orioles will remain 7.5 games behind the leader. Pitch will be outside.
Well, some good news with this big win too. The back end of the bullpen and stay strong heading out to the West Coast, and I think this whole team really healthy heading out there as far as pitching wise goes. And the last 2 games very important here. I didn't have to use up the bullpen. Actually, this whole home series has been pretty good as far as managing the health of the pen and keeping them strong. In large part due to the rotation for sure.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. That's down the line in right field. Long run. Joey Rickard over. That's a fair ball. Run will score. It'll be a long single. Matuk. He's got a 2-hit ball game. He picks up the RBI. 2 runs in here in the top of the 9th inning.
A bad pitch here. Matuk just reaching out, protecting with the 2 strikes. We've seen a few balls nestle down that right field line. Just some battling with 2, not giving in.
So 2 away. 3 hits in the inning. Victor Martinez. He's 0 for 4. And he'll take the pitch from Donnie Hart way inside. Tigers now with 14 hits. 3 runs on 14 hits. One-oh. Runner going. Fielder's choice. Defensive indifference for Matuk. Hart trying to finish off this ball game in the homestand for the Orioles. They're going to be 5-2. Good homestand. Timeout asked for, and he calls for Caleb Joseph.
Making sure they're on the same page here. Hart maybe a little frustrated. Obviously, very. A couple earned runs getting tacked on.
That one lifted and knocked down by Beckham. He gets up, makes the throw, and he got him. So Tim Beckham ends it with a spectacular play at short. Tigers will come up with a couple of runs on 3 hits here in the 9th inning, but well shy. What a way to end it, though.
Boy.
Beckham's done everything else in the homestand. Might as well finish it out that way, right?
What a beauty right there. You played till the end, the very last out. Beckham, a strong series there.
Out of the scope with the tip of the glove on that one. Orioles Tigers split the 4.